Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Friday night NFL talk with beer. I was doing the live stream. Everything was going smooth. We were online for, I don't know, maybe about 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden, my computer just turned off on its own. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was like, it just totally turned off. The TV was good. I don't know what happened there. But like I said, I'm going to hop back online. I really wasn't done. I was going to stream for a little bit longer, so I'm going to restart the stream up. We'll see if we can get some people to hop back in the room. I'm watching the Cardinals and the Cowboys. 25-14. Cardinals are up. 4:45 left in the fourth quarter. Nice touchdown to Amari Cooper. But, yeah, I don't know what the hell happened right there. Everything was good, and then all of a sudden it froze, and then the screen just turned off. And then when I, clicked the buttons and then got the screen to come back up, it ended the stream. I didn't even end it myself. It just ended it on its own. So I apologize. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I don't know if I have to go through my settings to see what happened. And once in a while, there'll be some weird shit like that happens. It's not often, once in a blue moon. But I do apologize that happened. I wasn't expecting that to happen there. But we're doing Friday night NFL talk with beer, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $OrionNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. Nice. Cool. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. All right. Time to drink some more beer, watch the game. Calvin Griffin, LOL. He said, it got frozen. Message from a Golden Eagle. Sup? What do you do, man? And I wasn't planning on, really streaming for a long, long time. I was just going to do maybe an hour or so, hour and a half. But I guess it really just depends on, if there's any questions that people want to answer, or if they just want to hang out and watch the game. I'm watching NFL Network right now, Week 17, 2021. We got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. And obviously we've been talking about, AB. We've been talking about the Saints, the playoff push. We're just right on the cusp of the playoffs. And obviously I'm going to try to do a couple games. If I can do both games tomorrow, I'll try to do both games tomorrow. And then obviously as we're, transitioning into Sunday, I'll try to do Sunday Night Football, and then I'll try to do maybe the last game of the year with the Bucs and the Panthers. Obviously I want to be able to do as much as I can, but ultimately the goal would probably to be, I'm doing 2 games on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, but we'll see. We will see. Calvin Griffin, bang! Said 1 time for every elephant that ever stomped a dog. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. $2. Bang, 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 bang. Calvin Griffin, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Any type of donation is greatly appreciated, whether it be on the Cash App or if it ends up being on the YouTube Super Chat. Roll motherfucking Tide, man. Yeah, and the thing is Georgia had a great season. You know what I mean? But when we thought that this would be the year that maybe Bama would, not be able to do it, right? And lo and behold, SEC championship game, they just fucking stomped them. Elliott Evans in the building, what to do? So I ended up doing the stream. I already did it, and it was going good. And then about, I don't know what happened there. I was about 45 minutes in, and then my computer just turned off on its own. So I don't know what the fuck happened there. But I'm back, and like I said, I'm always down to hang out and chill. And like I said, I'm watching NFL Network. This is usually what I would be doing anyways if I wasn't watching The Simpsons or watching something on Netflix or Hulu. But I figured I would, drink a little beer, eat some gummies, hang out with you, and I'm back. And like I said, it doesn't have to be something that we do a 2 or 3 hour stream. I'm already going to be grinding, tomorrow, right? So I'm already going to be doing, the Chiefs and the Broncos. I'll be doing a couple games, at least 1 game tomorrow, but I'll probably try to do both. And obviously we're debuting the brand new scoreboard for 2022, just in time from Johnny, all right? And then we got this beautiful footer header at the bottom. I mean, this is exactly what I dreamed about having the channel look like, and I hope you guys love it, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a lot of planning, a lot of time and effort and energy, and a lot of back and forth, with me and Johnny, trying to decide on, what look would look the best, but it feels good, man. It feels good. Said I got that free Papa Murphy's tonight with a gallon of chocolate Mike. I think you meant chocolate milk. That does sound good. So did you get a chance to check out that vid earlier this morning? You had said before you like to put a voice and a face to your fan. No, I mean, like I said, I was kind of struggling, last night and this morning. And, like I said, I've been going through, ups and downs, depression and anxiety. Sometimes it's okay for me. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. But usually I'm a fighter, and I try to fight through it the best that I can. And sometimes talking it out, and talking with people, and obviously, talking about football, watching football together, or watching wrestling. Those are the things that I love doing the most. Watching NFL, watching college football, and watching AEW. Occasionally WWE, but they've kind of lost my trust. I don't really like WWE anymore. They don't put on a good show for Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. And AEW, I've been on board since day one. I've always been a WCW, ECW guy over WWF, even though I love Rock and Stone Cold and Undertaker and Mankind and DX and all the legends that they've had when I grew up, watching WWF. But this isn't the fucking Attitude Era anymore. That's facts. I did not get a chance to watch the video just yet, my dude. I mean, a lot of people will send me stuff like on Instagram or like on Twitter and Facebook, and I try to get through all the comments as much as I can, but sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to be able to go through everything. So, but I hope everyone's having a good day as we let's go into 25-22. Cardinals are up, 4:36 left in the fourth quarter. I can't get enough of football, you know what I mean? That's why they were showing some stat on Twitter that out of the top 100 programs of 2021, 75 of them were NFL. 0 NBA, 0 NHL, 0 MLB. The NFL is king. The NFL is king. Let's see here. AB questions Brady's friendship. Come on, man. This is hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Let's look at the schedule for this weekend. Matt Payton, all the way from Hawaii. I debuted it today, man. You like it? It looks good, right? I mean, the footer down below the bottom looks amazing, and the scoreboard at the top looks great. I mean, I think this is going to help me take the channel to the next level, to help me get to that 21K number, 22, 23, 24, 25, as long as YouTube gets the notifications out to the fans. I don't know, it's like they've had something against me for quite some time, but hopefully, you know what I mean, with the collab with Grossi, if the Packers and Bucks play in the playoffs, that'll help me get my name out there. But I'm going to keep grinding, I'm going to keep working hard, and I got a good look. Obviously we got a great fan base, so all I got to do is just put my head down and keep grinding it out, and I know great things are going to be happening to me very soon. We got Chiefs and Broncos, 11-5 versus 7-9 at 1:30 p.m. So I'm going to be doing that game, and that's what the scoreboard reflects up above. And then we got Cowboys-Eagles at 5:15, so I'll probably try to do both. And then on Sunday, you got Bengals-Browns, Packers-Lions, Bears-Vikings, Washington-Giants, Colts-Jags, Steelers-Ravens, Titans-Texans, Saints-Falcons, Jets-Bills, Niners-Rams, Patriots-Dolphins, Seahawks-Cardinals, and then I got my Panthers and Buccaneers going at it at 1:25, and then Chargers-Raiders. Chargers versus Raiders. All right, so I'll probably do the Panthers-Bucks game, but if I don't have a chance to do that, I'm definitely going to be doing the Chargers and Raiders to see who ends up making the playoffs. But I'm definitely going to be doing the Chiefs-Broncos, and I'll try to do Cowboys-Eagles, depending on what my schedule looks like there as well. But, yeah, I mean, I'm very excited on the new look. Johnny definitely put in a lot of effort and time, and I had to kind of – because he sent me the files, and then I had to put it together myself. And I'm not necessarily like a computer genius. I mean, I know a lot about computers and whatnot and editing and stuff, and there's all, YouTube tutorials and other things that you can do to kind of get yourself a little bit more acclimated to things. But, with what he sent me with the files, I really didn't know if I was going to be able to get it going. But with a lot of trial and error back and forth, it didn't take me too long. Probably took me 20 minutes. And I got everything set up properly, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks fucking great, man. I'm so excited with the new scoreboard and the new look. Got a possession arrow, got timeouts, which I never had before. And like I said, big logos, takes up the whole top of the screen, and a very clean footer at the bottom. Ryan Strick in the building. Let's go Chiefs. What you guys think about the scoreboard, man? What you guys think about the new look? You guys like it? I hope you do, man. I hope you do. An old Ultimo Dragon Y2J match. I saw it on Twitter, and I retweeted it. So I'm not sure if that was the same one, but I did watch like an old Y2J. I don't know if it was against Ultimo Dragon, but I put it on my Twitter and I retweeted it because I saw Jericho commented on it. It was like an old school match, and I love that old school shit with obviously Jericho, Ultimo Dragon, that old like WCW footage or that old school footage from back in the day. Kettle Cooper in the building. I like the new setup. Appreciate it. This is what's going to help me, take the channel to the whole next level in 2022. We got to try to get to that 25K number, but I got to shoot for 21 first. You know what I mean? I got to try to gain subs, not lose subs. I got to be able to try to grow the Fanatic family, get the subs, get the views, get the donos, collab with people that want to collab with me, and then, like I said, just keep working hard, keep grinding it out, and especially with this look that I have now. This is what the channel is going to look like, moving forward before I do my whole rebranding, when I get a brand new logo created, from Johnny. But that won't be until probably 2022, at the beginning of that season. I might be able to do something like that and have a brand new logo and do all that. But as far as the scoreboard, that's going to be the scoreboard moving forward, and I'm excited, for the opportunities and for us to grow. So anytime if you guys can smash the like button, donate to your boy on Cash App, $OrionNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat, it would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, I think that we're going to grow. It's going to be an amazing time to grow the Fanatic family, and I love you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have gotten me out of a lot of low times. I've had depression, anxiety. I've gone through, a lot of different things. I know there's been addiction, and there are a lot of things that people are going through with COVID and whatnot. And like I said, you guys really help me out, and I know I help out quite a few people out probably as well. But we have a great community, one of the best on YouTube, and I can't wait to show off this new look, because I already got the energy, I got the passion, I got the knowledge. The one thing that I needed to improve was just the overall looks of the channel and the scoreboard and the footer at the bottom. Now that's good. So now all I got to do now is get a YouTube header. That'll be the next thing I have Johnny do for me. Make a little custom YouTube header on the page, and then rebranding of the new logo down the road. But as far as what the channel looks like this, and I also need to download some more like Photoshop programs, so that way I can make some better thumbnails as well, because I'm definitely not a thumbnail pro. I don't have all the tools with all the different Photoshop programs to make thumbnails like some of these other people do on YouTube, but I'm learning. I do everything on my own. I don't really have a whole lot of people helping me with that aspect, so it's just a lot of YouTube tutorial videos and just a lot of reading and research that I have to do, but I'm very excited to see where the channel's going to go, and I hope you guys love what the channel looks like now, and all the credit goes to my boy Johnny, man. Johnny is Grossi's graphics guy, my graphics guy, and he's done a lot of work with like Perna and Urinating Tree and Clickbait Sports. I mean, he is the man. He might be the best in the business. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody better than Johnny, for the graphics design, and obviously, as you can see, it looks great. I don't see anything wrong with the scoreboard or the footer down below it. I mean, it looks fantastic, and I had to go back and forth with him with like the color scheme and everything, but this really kind of shows who I am, and it matches my personality perfectly, and I can't wait to be able to show it off to a lot of the new Fanatic family members in the near future. That's big facts. WCW Cruiserweights. Dude, that's one of the divisions that I miss. Like, they had like the hardcore title, back in the day for like WWF, Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly and all those crazy matchups they had, but I always loved the WCW Cruiserweight division. Hoovy Juice, Juventud Guerrera, right? La Parca. I mean, you just always had some amazing guys. The memories that I have from WCW and ECW are so much more than WWF. I mean, I'm an NWO guy, as if you already didn't know. All right? I'm NWO, and I'm NWO for life. Nothing against DX. Nothing against some of those, like, other, factions. But, hey, they told me NWO was for life, brother, and I still have the gear, and I still rock it proudly, and I always will. I'm always going to be a Hollywood Hogan guy. He's always going to be my number one. I got Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, you know what I mean? Like, NWO is always going to be on top. Like, I have a lot of love for The Rock and Stone Cold Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker, DX. There's a lot of other factions, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and the Elite and all that. But, nothing can touch the NWO. Without the NWO, they were really the trendsetters, and they had a lot of legends, and that's why wrestling was so much better in the 80s and 90s than it is now, because there's a lot more legendary figures that aren't wrestling anymore, and they were larger than life, and you don't really have those guys anymore. There's a few of them that are pretty big right now based off the promoters pushing them, like Roman, but it's nowhere near what it was back in the 90s, especially when the Monday Night Wars were going around.
If you and your family are noticing changes,
that's big facts.
it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Kettle Cuber. He says, Saints are bringing back some NFL vets. What do you think about it? Who are they talking about? You let me know. I know there's a lot of people that think that, they need to go wide receiver in the first round, which they won't. They'll probably get a free agent wide receiver or two, maybe pick one in the second, third round. More than likely, whatever you think that they're going to do, they're going to do the complete opposite. Because they're like, oh, they're going to go wide receiver, and then they pick Peyton Turner. They're going to go wide receiver, and they picked a Debo. So you never know what's going to happen. But I do hope that the Saints end up getting their pieces in line. I always like playing against them, even if I lose. I just know it's going to be a fun matchup. Win, lose, or draw. And lately it's been a lot of losses, but the one win that I did get was big to help me, keep going and try to win the Super Bowl, which we end up eventually doing. But, it is what it is. Josh McCown and Phillip Rivers. I don't know. I don't know if you want really Josh McCown or Phillip Rivers. I think Jameis Winston's better than those guys. So if Jameis Winston is healthy, like I said, he was playing great. Great football. We saw it week 1 against the Packers, and I thought he was fantastic. I wish he would have played like that for my team. But obviously, if he didn't have the LASIK surgery and he was making all those mistakes, there's a reason why that, I don't really like him that much, because he burned my team too many times. But, with him playing bad, then they ended up, bringing in Tom Brady, and everything is history after that. James Reno in the building. What do you do? Hey, question. Do you think the Eagles would trade for Calvin Ridley? I don't know. You've already got 3 first-round draft picks. You probably would rather go for a wide receiver in the draft with 3 first-rounders rather than Ridley. Ridley could end up going to a lot of teams. I know Tampa Bay might be in the mix if Godwin leaves for Ridley. The Colts need a wide receiver. Eagles could use another one. The Saints could use one. There's a lot of teams that would love Calvin Ridley's services. But for someone like myself that's going through mental health issues, if you have mental health issues with depression or anxiety, Calvin Ridley has gone through it, with the mental health issues. So if he's not right, he's not going to be able to help any team. He needs to make sure that he's okay. And if you remember, going into the season, the Cooper Kupp season was supposed to be Calvin Ridley. He was supposed to be the guy that was going to get all the targets. No more Julio Jones. He was supposed to be that guy that was going to possibly lead the league in touchdowns, yards, catches, but it just never played out, just based off with the mental health issues. So I don't know if they're going to trade for Ridley. He would be a good fit for them, but with the compensation and the picks that you have, Olave would be a lot sexier than Calvin Ridley if you guys end up grabbing him. You know what I'm saying? JT for MVP in the building. What to do? They asked the Mannings to. Yeah, you guys don't need Eli or Peyton. Jameis Winston was perfect for your guys' team, and it's either going to be Jameis Winston, because we obviously know Ian Book isn't good enough, Trevor Siemian isn't good enough to lead the team, and then maybe there'll be another free agent quarterback. But, unless you're getting like a first-round quarterback, you're probably not going to be able to find that guy. It's probably going to be in free agency. And also it depends on how much money they have to be able to spend. That's why, I don't think they're going to get like a Russell Wilson, like me and Calvin Griffin were talking about it earlier. The amount of money that you would have to give up to get, a Russell Wilson would be too much. So we'll have to wait and see. Taysom broke a finger or two. Yeah, I know. A lot of injuries. But Taysom isn't good enough to be the starting QB either. He fumbles too much and throws too many interceptions. You know what I mean? For a guy that played QB in college, he's a Swiss Army knife. You need to have him do his normal role. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, kick returner, punt returner. If you want to throw him around and have him be the Swiss Army knife, that suits you guys the best. But he's not good enough, I think, to be the starting quarterback for your team moving forward. Jameis Winston is light years ahead of Taysom Hill. I still think Taysom Hill is decent. He's still better than a lot of quarterbacks that are out there. But with the mistakes that he makes, his arm isn't really the greatest. right? He's great with his legs. He's great, obviously, on the goal line, right? He can do RPO and all that. But as far as like on third down, going through his progressions, the arm strength, making all the throws, he's just not really a natural QB. He's kind of a gadget guy, and I think you should just keep it that way. Will the thrill. Yeah, he's a pretty good athlete, but, I mean, forcing a guy to do that, when it's not maybe his strong suit, that's going to limit some of the, people like Jameis Winston getting out there. So, yeah, I don't know where you would put him. I mean, if you put him at, like, tight end, I think that would probably suit you guys the best, honestly, because you need a tight end. Nothing about Adam Troutman or, Jared Cook. Obviously, he's not on the team anymore. He's with, the Chargers. But I think if you put him at tight end and gave him a lot of looks, I think that's where he would be the most dangerous on your football team. And you could always throw him at QB for like a gadget play. You could always do that and have him play running back once in a while or wide receiver and take a screen pass here and there. But I think that if he committed to playing tight end and being the starter, he would be able to do there'd be so many trick plays and so many things that you could run with him at tight end. I think that would be kind of the best position for him if he wants to be on the field. But yeah, starting quarterback, I don't really think that he's the guy. Just my personal hot take on that. I think Jameis is much better. And like I said, I mean, I don't like Jameis Winston on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I can respect a player, when he's gotten better. And, my dislike, and I don't hate Jameis Winston. It just was frustrating for me. You have to understand, being a Bucs fan since '95, having like 11 straight years of garbage football, right? 11 straight years of garbage football, and then finally being able, to make the playoffs and then go to the Super Bowl was mind-blowing to me, right? And all I wanted Jameis to be, I didn't need him to be a top 5 quarterback. I just wanted him to be like a top 15 with maybe some growth to maybe he could end up being like a top 10, but it never panned out that way. And Marcus Mariota never panned out either. You know what I mean? It's just because you get picked number 1 or number 2 does not guarantee that you're going to be dominant in the league. It's like almost if you get picked number 1 or number 2, it's more of a curse because it's like a lot of pressure, to be able to live up to those numbers of getting picked first or second. It seems like a lot of these quarterbacks that get drafted later, less pressure, and they just play better. You know what I mean? JT for MVP, bang, $5. Shit, my boy, $5 foot long. Hopefully the computer doesn't turn off on its own. So, like I said, I did the stream earlier, and we went for about 45 minutes, and then the computer just turned off on its own. But the main reason that I wanted to do the stream today is to debut the new look, and just talk NFL, talk about AB and how crazy a motherfucker he is, dissing Tom Brady and acting like that, he didn't do a lot and stick his neck out for him. It's a sad thing. But, it's a distraction. I'm kind of glad it happened. Might as well. It's better that it happened now rather than in the playoffs. I mean, could you imagine if we're in the NFC Championship game and Antonio Brown did that, or if we're playing in, like, the divisional round, or in the Super Bowl and he does that? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's maybe a blessing that it happened when it did. He helped us win the Super Bowl last year, so he definitely did his thing, right? But it is what it is. Games with no starters expected to rest. Chiefs, Broncos, Steelers, Ravens, Titans, Texans, Colts, Jags, Seahawks, Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Jets, Bills, Niners, Rams, Pats, Dolphins. And then the only ones that are expected to rest, Cowboys, Eagles, Bengals, Browns, Packers, Lions. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be haters on Aaron, you know what I mean, for MVP. To me, it's very clear. Aaron Rodgers should be MVP. Brady has had an amazing season. Whether you love him or you hate him, you got to just take that personal hate out of your heart and just look at the stat line, for a guy that's like, 43, 44 years old, yards, touchdowns, leading the league. It's just crazy. And obviously we know Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor deserve a lot of love as well for the amazing seasons that they've had at wide receiver and running back. And then you look at coaches of the year, LaFleur, all right, Vrabel, Packers, Titans, Sirianni, for the Eagles. There's a lot of guys, Zach Taylor for the Bengals, you know what I mean? Not Zach Morris, Zach Taylor, all right? He's done some big things, too, because we didn't really think we thought maybe the Bengals were like a year away, and we didn't know if Burrow was going to be able to stay healthy, but I think Burrow is starting to prove to people that he's not Baker Mayfield. What Cleveland Browns thought with Baker Mayfield, that he was going to turn into Joe Burrow, but it never happened, and it never will. You know what I mean? He's never going to be as good as Joe Burrow. He's never going to be as good as Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, so. Let's see here. Bears MVP voter released that Aaron should not be MVP. Yeah, that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Let's see here. We ain't resting. Woo! I know, man. Pitts is limited, but thinks you'll. Yeah, I love Kyle Pitts. You know, I mean, what could have been with Pitts and Ridley? You know what I mean? With no Julio there, what could have been? You know what I mean? You guys still got a lot of room to grow, but at least you got AJ at corner. AJ Terrell. All right, he's awesome. I mean, talk about a lockdown corner that doesn't get any love in the media. I watched a lot of Falcons games this year, and AJ is probably the most underrated corner playing in football right now. If you look at his stat line, he don't give up anything. He don't give up yards. He don't give up touchdowns. And he just kind of got overshadowed by, you know, Trayvon Diggs and some of these other guys that were a little bit more in the media because obviously, you know, Diggs has got 11 picks or whatever at this point, something of that nature. So, but I definitely love AJ, and I think it's a bright future. When you guys had Alford, and you know, you guys had some corners back in the day where you had a nice little duo, and then you had to start over with those two guys no longer there on the team. But AJ is nice. So why will the Lions rest their players so they won't get hurt for next season? Yeah, I mean, some teams are going to rest, some teams won't. But, I mean, I want to see people play. Obviously, people, if you're already, you know, got the first round bye, like the Packers, I can see why maybe you wouldn't want to, you know, play some of your guys because you don't want any, ACL tears or MCL or PCL. But I like playing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to get hurt, you can get hurt at any point. Preseason, regular season, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl. I like when teams play that last game. I want to have the commitment and the routine. And, you know, I want to have that continuity and that chemistry. I don't want to have a week off and then have them get complacent. I want to make sure that you're just, you know, continuously playing football. I mean, I know certain guys need rest on their bodies. I get that, right? But when it gets down to the end of the year, you want to see the guys gel at the right time. So I like it when guys don't rest their starters and they play everyone in that last game of the year, whether they're a first-round bye or they're not going to the playoffs. That's just my kind of personal feel of that. Because you can get hurt at any point, you know what I mean? And the fans are paying good money not to watch a lot of the backups play. Bang, my boy, Cyberpunk 53, $50 fucking dollars. 50 for the kitty, as Grossi would say. What do you think, Cyberpunk, of the new look of the channel? I got a brand new logo, all right, with obviously with the scoreboard. We got the brand new scoreboard litty up from Johnny. All right, we got the brand new footer at the bottom. Everything looks really clean now, right? I'm really, really excited of the new look, and Cyberpunk always drops the big donos, and it means a lot. Like I said, you know, $1, $2, $3, $5, but when you start going into the $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100, $200 range, as some of y'all do, Kitty goes meow. Man, thank you so much, man. Cyberpunk 53, haven't seen you comment in the room for quite some time, but you picked a great time to hop in and just hang out on a Friday night. And thank you so much for your generosity. I never forget anybody that donates to me, let alone donates big. You know, those people that donate big to me, 50 and 100, I never forget those people. And I just want to let you know, for me, it means so much. Thank you so, so much. And obviously you can donate through the Cash App on $OrionNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. Thank you so much, Fanatic family. You guys are the fucking best. How have you been, Cyberpunk? How have things been going for you? All right, that's a Cash App there if everyone wants to end up, donating through there or on the YouTube Super Chat like Cyberpunk53 did. It always shocks me because I know I work really hard, obviously with the reading and the film study and, bonding with the fans and, talking to people on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and then, doing a lot of my research and putting in a lot of the effort, right? But it always, is surprising to me, and it makes me feel so good when people drop, the big donos. You know what I mean? They drop the 20s. They drop the 50s. They drop the 100s, the 200s. It just makes me feel so good, for all the hard work and the energy and the time and, doing streams in the past where I've made like $1, or $2 or $5. And I've, always tried to make sure it's a fun, entertaining stream. You know, you have great people in the chat always, and then you end up getting something like that. You know what I mean? It's your hard-earned money, you know, regardless if it's from, you know, your job or whatever it is. It means a lot. I can't thank you enough. Cyberpunk 53, bang, 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 $50. My boy, appreciate you so much, man. He said, love it. Go Chiefs. Hey, Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, baby. Like I said, I know right now I want to see Chiefs and Bengals in the AFC Championship game if it lines up right. That would be the most exciting to me, okay? And then I want to see Packers and Bucks. But, you know, if we can't get the Bucks and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I want the Chiefs and the Packers in the Super Bowl. I think that would be really entertaining. And like I said, I think out of all the teams in the NFL, besides me watching my own, my favorite team to watch in the league that's not Tampa Bay is Kansas City. The Chiefs. It is so fun to watch. Everyone hopped off the Mahomes wagon. I never did. I said that. I told Holly Hundo, you know, I told her, I was like, when you guys hit that rough patch, and I was like, you know what, don't worry, you guys will bounce back, it'll take time, you know what I mean, and they want to say, oh, Mahomes was figured out in that Tampa Bay Super Bowl. It might have been to a certain degree on maybe scheming on how you play Mahomes, but the lack of continuity on the offensive line with the new guys like Orlando Brown and Joe Thuney, but now you got Creed Humphrey, the best center in the league right now, arguably, all right, besides Kelsey on the Eagles, right? And then you're getting the defense to finally step up. And that's really what helped you guys. Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting injured, fumbling the football didn't help. Not having an RB1 is obviously hurt you guys. That is something that you guys are going to have to address in the offseason. I don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire can be that guy. To me, he's more of an RB2. Darrell Williams, RB3. Gore, RB4, right? But if you guys had Kareem Hunt still, that's an RB1. You know, if you had a Josh Jacobs, RB1, Nick Chubb, RB1, Jonathan Taylor, RB1. I just can't wait for the day that the Chiefs and the Bills actually get a stud RB1. Because, I mean, watch out, league. Once that happens, especially with the Buffalo Bills, once they get a stud running back, they're really going to compete with some of the bigger dogs. But at this point, I don't really have the same feeling about Buffalo like I did last year. I still think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs come out of the AFC. They're the only team in the AFC that can win the Super Bowl. There's no team in the AFC that can win it besides them in the AFC side, because the NFC is much deeper, right? You got who? The Packers, the Buccaneers, right? The Cowboys, the Rams, the Cardinals, you know, and then you got the Chiefs. So, you know, I'm not saying that the AFC is trash, because it's not, but they're just not as good as the NFC, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But if the Chiefs get there, hey, if their defense plays like they've been playing lately and we can get a little magic Mahomes, you never know what can happen, and it wouldn't surprise me if they end up finding a way to win the Super Bowl, or at least getting there. You know what I mean? The Daily Oma. Hello, Ryan. You are the best. Hey, you know what? You're the best. I appreciate you very, very much. James Reno. I said, how come? Yeah, we don't talk about that, man. We don't talk about that. He quit. He quit. You know, and decided that that working hard wasn't important. So it's one of those things. I never fired him. You know what I mean? He decided to quit on his own, and with all the hard work and the energy and the effort. And if you watched in previous years. There would be a lot of times where he would leave at halftime and not put in the full work. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not going to give you, donations after, you've left. So it's like, let's say you leave at halftime and I get donations in the third and fourth quarter. Why would I give you the donations when you're not here? You know what I mean? So, and I'm the one that's doing a lot of the, the green screen work. I'm the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm the one that's pretty much the CEO. I'm the ringleader, right? I'm the one that sold the PSA 9 Michael Jordan rookie card that's worth like $30,000 to $50,000. You know what I mean? And then after he quit, then I had my boy Swaggy P. He just wanted to watch the game with me for NFC Championship game and Super Bowl. And I said, just hop on the mic with me. And then he saw that. And then he made a post on Facebook saying, support at your own risk. And people watch the channel for him and not me. And was pretty much talking shit. And then I think people told him that he needs to take that post down, which he did. He lies to people on the channel, pretty much saying that we're boys still, and the only reason that we don't record is because of the distance that he moved away to, and that's all lies, you know what I mean? He blocked me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. He blocked me on all social media platforms, and you know what? And I lost like probably 200 or 300 subs, after that happened, which was pretty shitty. But then I ended up getting raided from Grossi. Grossi Posse. Tom Grossi is an absolute fucking stud. That happened in October, and everything happens for a reason. And then after he quit and I lost those subs, Grossi came in on a Bengals-Jags game and got me like 400 subs in like 45 minutes. I got donated $620 in 45 minutes from the Grossi Posse, and I got a future collab with Grossi when the Packers and Bucks play. So I can say, with all the hard work and the energy and the effort, you know what I mean? We had a good run, while it lasted, doing videos. But, you have to be able to work with someone that has the same kind of work ethic as you. And I can't be the guy, if I had that kind of mindset, then we would have been just doing games until halftime the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be, like, I've never heard of a duo or a trio on YouTube that one guy leaves at halftime. Or one guy just comes when he wants to. It doesn't work like that. If you're a fucking partnership and you're a team, you know what I mean? You have to be committed, you know what I mean? So, I'm not sure, if you want to be lazy or you want to be able to start your own channel or do this or that, and you know what I mean? But that's fine. But we're not friends. We're never going to be friends. We're never going to work again together. You know what I mean? And I'm always going to grind it out. And like I said, my life has changed for the better without him. Obviously, getting rated by Grossi and meeting Holly Hundo and a lot of amazing people. Like I said, I've been working really hard, obviously on the channel with the scoreboard and hooking up with Johnny. And I know sometimes people ask, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's never going to happen ever again. And, it is what it is. I'm going to keep continuing to grind. And like I said, all I can do is put my head down and work hard. And like I said, if you're ever going to do a partnership, you got to make sure you have someone that is on the same page as you. And if they're not on the same page, it's not going to fucking work. So a lot of jealousy got involved too, because I think he thought that I replaced him with Preston. And that really wasn't the case, because there was also a period after the Niners and the Chiefs Super Bowl when the Chiefs won. He didn't show up for 6 months. So you tell me if that would be something that you would be okay with if you had a YouTube channel and he doesn't call or text or show up for 6 months after that Niners and Chiefs Super Bowl, and then just shows up during football season, comes for about 2 months, and then quits again. Like, you know what I mean? At some point, I could have easily said, that's it, bro. You know what I mean? So, obviously, we're not going to be good if someone is going to, not show up for that period of time. You know what I mean? That's fucking unacceptable. So everything worked out. I didn't have to fire anybody, or do anything like that. And like I said, I'm in a better place now, and I got other people that I can have hop on with me. And hey, you know what I mean? It's either you're a grinder and you're a hard worker, or you're a fucking quitter. You know what I mean? If you want the easy way out, if you want to be a quitter and you want to work on your own time, you're never going to succeed and have your goals reached. And like I said, I've sacrificed a lot for this channel. Not only my time and my energy, but also that Michael Jordan PSA 9 rookie card. Hey, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but, I'm kind of done talking about it. I've talked about it a fucking long time. But, sometimes people will hop in and ask. But we're not friends, and anything that you read in the comments on his channel asking, like, are you Northwest Sports Fanatics and this and that, and he says that we're still friends and everything is good, is all fucking lies. It's all to get views and subs and just to lie to those people that don't know better, thinking that we're still good, which we are fucking not. So, and that's the end of that. Fly, Eagles fly. James Reno in the building. Cyberpunk 53, short-staffed at work. 6'11s to keep up. God damn. You're grinding, man. You are grinding. Bengals are nice. Bengals are nice. You have a LeBron, a Cavs jersey. How much is that worth? Probably depends if it's the original Cavs jersey or when he came back to the Cavs. It just depends on what you have. I mean, if it's sewn or if it's screen print. But, it's definitely something to hang on to. Joe Burrow is possibly the next Tom Brady. I don't know if I would go that far. Ark Omen one. Joe Burrow is great, just like Justin Herbert and some of these other guys, but it's all about consistency. And you can't really say anyone's Tom Brady because I don't think there's ever going to be another Tom Brady. You know what I mean? If there's anything that's close to Tom Brady, it's Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But you still got to be able to win games, win Super Bowls, and play up and into those big games. And we haven't really seen Mahomes get back to being Patrick Mahomes of the past, but I do believe it will show up at some point. You know what I mean? It will show up. James Reno, I appreciate that, man. I always try to, do as much as I can. And obviously with reaction videos, there's really nothing I get out of it. I mean, I do it, obviously on that end because the fans want them. But it's like I don't get really anything for them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do them for the fans only, but it's like I don't get really, like, money monetization, based off those, but I still enjoy doing them because I know I am good at breaking down film and, giving you my take on the film. But it just depends on, if you want me to do live streams, live play-by-play and reaction, or if you want me to do strictly reaction videos. And obviously I know I could probably grow a lot faster on the sub count if I did just reaction videos, you know what I mean? Even though I'm not, making money. But I've been in this thing for 9 years. I've been on YouTube for 5, and the first 2 years of doing the channel, I made no money. YouTube, gave us a shitload of a push, for views, 20,000, 10,000, 100,000, but we didn't get paid anything. You know what I mean? We were getting like $30 a month, for all the reaction videos that we were doing. So yeah, we were growing and getting a shitload of subs and views, but we weren't getting paid. But ultimately, this is a dream of mine to be able to have enough money come in where I don't have to work my regular job, where I can just do this like Grossi. Grossi used to be a teacher, and then he grinded and took a chance. And obviously, we got to a point where now he's, successful enough to be able to just do that. And that's what my goal is, to be able to work hard and get enough people supporting me that, with the donations that I get and the Fanatic family and the views and the subs, and then we can raid and give back to charities and do amazing things like that. So, I'll try to do a little mix of what I can, but I'm always going to hustle. I'm always going to grind. And it's not really a sore subject, but sometimes, the truth needs to come out. And I do appreciate that you respect the hard work that I do. And like I said, it's all about hard work. You know what I mean? You can't have that pothead mentality where you just think that it's just going to fall out of the sky and then you're just going to become successful and rich. I've put in over 100,000 hours on this channel, blood, sweat, and tears. We're almost at 3.5 million views. I want to get to 5 and 10 million views and above and beyond. We're over 20K. I want to hit 100K, 25K, 50K, 75K, 100K. You know what I mean? And I just want to keep putting out great, not only material, but I want to grow the fan base as well. The community is very important to me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without you guys. And it's just nice to be appreciated for all the hard work and the energy and the effort that I put in. So I appreciate you, James, very much. Will the Thrill, if Perna raids your channel, we will be good. I don't even know if Perna knows who I am, to be honest, unless Grossi has talked about me to them and Clickbait Sports and those guys. I doubt Scooter Magruder knows who I am. I doubt Perna knows who I am, or Urinating Tree, or any of his boys. You know what I mean? It's crazy, too, because if this, Packers-Bucks matchup happens in the NFC Championship game or earlier, I will be the only one that Grossi has actually collabed with that's not in his circle already. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over 20K, I am established, but I'm not in his circle with the guys that are huge. That all of those guys, Urinating Tree, Perna, Scooter Magruder, Grossi, they're all over 100K followers. Some of them are at 200K, 500K, 800K, almost a million. I'm nowhere near that number. But once the collab happens, it's going to be something that's going to be really epic, because I will be probably one of the only ones that's not in his friendship circle already that we end up doing a collab together. He's the only one that I've ever donated to on YouTube. I never donated to anyone on YouTube ever, let alone the competition. But once he rated my channel and showed so much love and appreciation that, I've donated as much as $50 to him. Usually it's about a $5 or $10 donation just to say, hey, I appreciate you and all the hard work that you do. And I've donated probably maybe $100 total, just to show, hey, I do appreciate everything that you've done for me. He doesn't need my money, you know what I mean? But that's not the facts. The facts are, I want to be able to give back and show love based on him rating the channel, and then the fan base, being so appreciative of me. And I went back and watched that raid, and every single person that knew me or didn't know me, we're like, you need to collab with this guy. And I've never seen a raid where every single person that was in the room for the Grossi Posse saying that about someone that they raided, because they usually raid people that have like 10 subs, 100 subs, smaller channels, sometimes, decent sized channels. But it made me feel good that even people that had no idea who I was, and they were giving this opinion in the chat based on watching me for about 5-10 minutes, and they were like, yeah, you need to collab with this guy. That kind of brought a tear to me a little bit, that these people have no idea who I am, and now they do. Some of them subbed to me, some of them did not, but once the collab happens, we're going to take off, and I can't wait for that. Appreciate that. JT for MVP. How does Matt Nagy go from a decent offensive coordinator to a trash-ass, untrustworthy coach? Because sometimes you're better at coordinator, offense or defense, rather than head coach. Ask Josh McDaniels how that worked out in Denver, right? Ask guys like who? Vic Fangio? Not a good coach at Denver, right? But if he would have stayed DC for the Bears, what could have been? You know, because I thought Vic Fangio, a defensive coordinator, was top 3 in the NFL when he was there. So I know sometimes it's a dream for guys to become head coach, but some guys, they just aren't meant for it. Some guys are just better at calling plays like Josh McDaniels instead of being a head coach. That's facts. Cyberpunk 53, do you think AB will land with another team? No. If you really want to go with AB after everything that you've said, he said, and everything that you've heard, and all his actions, and all the craziness that's involved with AB, and he's probably having surgery, why would you want him? I mean, even if he didn't have surgery and he was good to go, would you really want to take a risk on a player like that he's only in it for himself, and if he doesn't get the targets or he doesn't get the football, then he's just going to get up and quit? I don't think anybody wants him. His career might be over at this point. I mean, maybe there's a sucker, somewhere that will want to take him based off his ability, but the drama in the locker room now supersedes the talent, I feel. This was his last chance to really kind of go out on top, and if we win the Super Bowl, I don't know. Does he qualify for a ring because he was on our team? I think he does. So I think if we win the Super Bowl, whether they give it to him or not, I think he does qualify for a Super Bowl ring because he was on our team for X amount of games. So, but what could have been, if we do win the Super Bowl and he's not there. So, Kendall Kuber, good night, brother. Matt Payton, don't worry, I'll help you get more subscribers to the channel. Oh, with this new scoreboard and this new footer at the bottom, I already know that there's going to be more people that when they see the channel, they'll be like, damn, I like this. And I know I'm going to be able to get more subs and more views, so just got to keep grinding it out, man. Nathaniel Mars, please someone get rid of the Broncos coach. Well, shit, you might end up getting Aaron Rodgers, right? You might have Aaron Rodgers next year. We'll have to wait and see. I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with me. So the first stream was 45 minutes, and then the computer turned off on its own, and it ended the stream, which pissed me off. Then I decided to start it back up, and now we're at another, about 45, 46 minutes. Appreciate everybody in the room. I'm just hanging out, man. We're watching Fantasy Live on NFL Network. We got Chiefs Broncos tomorrow. I'll be doing that live stream, so I'm not going to stay up too late. I'm going to make sure I get some rest, and I'm ready, man. I got to go grab another beer real quick. This one I have right here is starting to get a little warm, so I'm going to go grab 2 fresh ones out of the fridge. And I got the lime here already, so just give me a second, and we can keep on hanging out, talking football. So if you got any questions or comments about AB, NFL, your favorite team, your coach, the draft, the playoffs, make sure you comment below for your boy. I'll be right back. All right, your boy is back. Man, I can't wait to start using this fucking scoreboard and this new look, man. Super exciting, man. If you've seen the videos and what the channel used to look like, when I first started, and then to see where it is now and the progression, and if you're a day oneer or if you're someone that's hopped on the NWSF Fanatic family wagon as of late, it just feels good for all that hard work and that energy. I'm never going to quit, ever. You know what I mean? Like, I have too much invested, especially with that PSA 9 Michael Jordan rookie card. You got to think, if I didn't have dreams and goals, there's no way in hell that I would have sold that. That Jordan rookie card is going to be worth probably like $100K once he passes away. And right now it's floating around $30K to $50K. And when I sold it like 4 years ago to be able to get the computer, the iMac, and the speakers and the microphones, I got about $6,000 for it at the time, and I knew it was going to go up. I knew it was going to be, I was going to take a hit on it. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to make sacrifices for your dreams. And I mean, if I didn't have this dream, there's no way in hell I would have sold that. I would have hung on to that. And you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a lot of things out there like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but gold bars, there's all kinds of good investments, right? But the Michael Jordan PSA 9 rookie card, I don't know if there's a better investment than that, because it's never going to really go down too much. It's still going to hold value, and it's fucking Michael Jordan, for Christ's sake. For everything that he did with the Bulls, everything that he does in the shoe game and Jordan Brand, it's the most influential sport athlete ever. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing more valuable would have been like a Babe Ruth or like a Mickey Mantle, but I have more connection with Jordan watching him. So, I mean, if you go to my Instagram, you can go and look at it. I have a picture on there of the card to show people. You know what I mean? I have a Drexler rookie card in there that's worth about, $60 to $100 in the same grade, and then you got the Jordan that's worth like $30,000 to $50,000. So, big difference. Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler, All right, I'm drinking 2 beers at the same damn time. I'm like 2 chains, except I'm 2 beers. Today's show is sponsored by Corona Extra. Drink 1, drink 2. Damn, that's good. Let's go, baby. Make a day of it. Fantasy football. Yeah, that's one thing. Every year I do a Northwest Sports Fanatics Fantasy Football League, a 10-man league. And it seems like every year I'm stuck in 3rd place. Like, I always finish in top 3 in any league that I do. But in those last, you have like 2 weeks to be able to advance, right? It's like best of 2 weeks to the championship. And then you have best of 2 weeks to win the championship. And in those 2 weeks, when you end up having that matchup with the 4 teams that make the playoffs, every single year for the past 3 years, my players have been amazing up to the playoffs. And once the playoffs hit, I don't know what happens. Like, all my great players shit the bed. They play like crap. They're projected, every week I was projected for like the most points, like 140, and they ended up getting me like 80 points each week. How am I supposed to win the fantasy football championship when I got guys that shit the bed like that? It's frustrating, you know what I mean? But I did everything that I could. I had a good draft, and, it is what it is. But, like, I'm looking at my team right now. I'm playing Emopoulos. I should be able to beat him. But this is my team, right? I know football, right? I got Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, Pat Freiermuth, Jacoby Myers, Buccaneers D, Justin Tucker, my bench. Matthew Stafford, Hollywood Brown, Cordarrelle Patterson, Rojo and Tony Pollard, which I am going to cut, Boston Scott, and then I have Zay Jones. So I picked up a couple guys, Rojo, Pollard, Scott, Jones, just to throw some guys on there, which I probably, weren't going to really play them. You know what I mean? But obviously I got to get rid of some of these guys. So let's drop Rojo. Bye-bye. Tony Pollard, let's drop you. Bye-bye. And I can throw some other guys on the roster here. I mean, this is pretty much, and I don't even know if there's anyone really available that worth grabbing. Wow, Keyshawn Vaughn and Le'Veon Bell, Tampa Bay. Wow. AJ Green is available. Maybe I'll grab some of these other guys. Yeah, but Stafford fucked me over, you know what I mean? Multiple times. Mahomes kind of fucked me over for a little bit. And it's just rough, man. Fantasy football, you try to predict the best that you can, but you know how it goes. Sometimes shit does not pan out. You know what I mean? It just doesn't pan out. If Nathaniel Hackett is the Denver head coach, then Aaron Rodgers will go to Denver. I'm a Broncos fan, and that is not going to happen. We'll see if Rodgers ends up going to Denver. I think that would be most logical spot for him to go unless he retires if they win the Super Bowl this year. So, what do you make of the drama with Baker Mayfield? And do you think Lamar will get his big extension this offseason? Yes, Lamar will get the money, but obviously you've seen Lamar. He's kind of hit a ceiling. Like, he can win MVP, and he can run all day, all night, one of the fastest players in the NFL, right? That's no cap. We know that's true, right? But I still think that he needs to work on his pocket game. You know what I mean? He's kind of a gadget player, you know what I mean? And I want him to be more of a pocket guy, and I think that when he was a pocket guy and he was committed, Hollywood Brown's stats went up through the roof. Mark Andrews is always the number one target, but I wanted Hollywood Brown to take his game to the next level, and when Lamar went to him, they have a great connection together, you know what I mean? But then when he started to go away from him, it really hurt the team, and they lost a lot of games when he wouldn't get Hollywood Brown involved. So that shows me that he needs to work on staying in the pocket and going through his progressions instead of, seeing his first option, okay, covered, second option covered, and then taking off. Or first option covered, taking off. Go through 1, 2, 3, and then take off. And sometimes you don't have enough time to do that. But I think that, there's definitely room for improvement for Lamar. Lamar is a top 10 quarterback, but he's nowhere near top 5, in my opinion. I think there's other guys that are better than him, but he is very talented. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is a bust. I think that he is not good. I think that at times he plays decent. You know what I mean? He has a swag, out of college, out of Oklahoma, like Kyler, like these guys that came out of there. He had the drip. He had the swag like a Joe Burrow, but he's not Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Like Joe Burrow has that swag. Baker has a swag, but, I don't know on any team that he could really go to. I just don't trust him. You know what I mean? He doesn't make good decisions. I think the fan base is kind of turned on him. And like I said, you've had plenty of opportunities to be able to make a name for yourself. And obviously they've had injuries at running back with Chubb and Kareem Hunt, offensive line, defense. I mean, they were supposed to be a top 3 team in the AFC, remember? It was supposed to be the Browns, the Bills, and the Chiefs. And the Browns are nowhere near of being that elite football team we thought they were. For me, for guys that are ranked 10 through 20, and Baker is in that 10 to 20 range, I'll probably take everyone over Baker. Kirk Cousins over Baker. Tannehill over Baker. Carr over Baker. I mean, you pretty much can name off almost any mid-level quarterback, and I'd probably take him over Baker. I don't think Baker is horrible, but I wouldn't want him on Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? I just think that I like the swag, I like the confidence, you know what I mean? But I just don't know if he can make all the throws, and it seems like the emotions get to him a little bit too much. When things are not going his way, he kind of sulks his shoulders, and he can't keep a positive attitude. It's hard for anyone to keep a positive attitude when you're losing games or doing shitty, right? But I just don't believe in Baker long term. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? He would have to go to a team like New England maybe to, bounce back. He has to have proper coaching, weapons around him. But if he doesn't have that, he's always just going to be a guy that's ranked, 15 through 25. He's never going to be a top 10 quarterback ever in his career, in my opinion. So, the Daily Oma said, have the greatest night ever. Appreciate that, man. Kenny Gainwell. Yeah, I don't think he's even available. I think he already got picked up. The cycle meme, yeah. Ryan Tannehill over Baker. Yes, for sure. Are you kidding me? Ryan Tannehill is are you talking about Matt Ryan? All right, you're talking about Matt Ryan. Okay, I thought you were talking about Ryan Tannehill. Well, Matt Ryan is kind of at the end of his career. You know what I mean? But I guess if I had to have one game, if we're not talking about long term, but we're talking one game, Matt Ryan or Baker, give me Matt Ryan. You know what I mean? I think Matt, if it's Ben Roethlisberger and Baker, then I might go Baker because, Ben is as old as shit now. It's when guys are on their last leg. But even though Matt Ryan might be on his last leg, he's got more than Ben Roethlisberger. That's facts. You know what I mean? Bang! Flow Man, $10. Appreciate you. My dude, hey, man. Haven't stopped the channel in a while. Glad to see you're still streaming. Hope you had a great 2022. I'm feeling good about the Eagles going to the playoffs. Go Birds. Me too. I think that out of them, right, the Niners or the Saints, in that 6-7 seed, the Eagles are the best team out of those 3. Better than the Niners, better than the Saints at this point, going into the season. I love Jalen Hurts. I like the team. Sirianni, I was doubting him in the beginning because they weren't running the football in the first 2 months. And I was like, what the hell is this coach doing, right? But then they're finding a way to be able to incorporate All weapons. And then you got rid of Zach Ertz, so bad it hurt Zach Ertz. Dallas Goedert's the guy. You got Devontae Smith. I like the team. And like I said, Eagles fans have always been ride or die for me. Like the three biggest fan bases that support me the most are the Chiefs, the Eagles, right, and the Saints. And I'm a Bucs fan. So obviously the Saints fan base supporting me means a lot because I'm like the hated one. It's like, I'm probably the only Buccaneer fan, on YouTube or in general that the Saints fans actually like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not biased. I call it right down the middle. I love all 32 teams, even the Jets and the Lions and the Jags. I really love football to my core. And, ever since, when we started the channel and I predicted that the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl big, even with Slick Nick Foles, I said they were going to win by, 9 or 10 or more, and they did. People were shocked. They're like, damn, Orion, how did you know? Now, did I know Philly was going to happen? No. But I knew they had a better offensive line. They had the four horsemen led by Jay Ajayi. That was a great pickup, cherry on top. They had a better D-line. They were going to win the battle in the trenches, and they had to play a perfect game, which they did. Nice sack at the end by Derek Barnett from Tennessee. And they found a way to get the dub over Brady. And it's hard to beat Brady or Mahomes in the big games. It's not easy. You really have to play like a perfect, clean game. And Slick Nick Foles, it sucks for Carson Wentz because that could have been his run. You know what I mean? But it just for Philly and everything that they had to go through, with not having a Super Bowl in years and years and years. And I've told this story before, with Eagles fans, and they respect the hell out of me, and I love the Eagles fans a lot. They're so passionate. But once I predicted that they were going to win, and I said big, not by 1, not by 3, but I said big. I think it opened a lot of eyes because a lot of other people said New England, but I had my reasoning because of the film that I watched. They were better in the trenches. They had the four horsemen. I just knew it. You know what I mean? I just knew it if they played a clean game that they were going to do it, and I thought they could win big, and they did. But with the Eagles in the Super Bowl parade, the only parades that I've watched from beginning to end, Tampa's boat parade last year, all right, Tampa in Super Bowl 37, and the only other parade that I've watched all the way, the coverage from day 1, day 2, day 3, the whole coverage, the Philadelphia Eagles, because I knew how it meant to those people that passed away, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, that never got to see Philly win that Super Bowl. And it meant a lot. I had a good connection with the Philadelphia fans. Some people even sent me Philly cheesesteaks. You know what I mean? Like Zach Hito, was one of the biggest fans of the channel, and he's gone through a lot of things. I haven't heard from him in quite some time, but I think his mom and dad both passed in the last couple years, and he's been going through it. I should actually email him and see if he's still alive and he's still out there. But when they won the Super Bowl, he ended up sending me out Philly cheesesteaks straight from Philly, which was really nice of him. And I've always had a great bond with the Eagles fan base. Love them. And it was awesome. Like I said, if I could have, gone to a parade other than my own, it was that one. You know what I mean? I have a lot of respect, for teams that play with heart, that play with passion. And yeah, I know the fan base threw, snowballs at Santa. And I know every fan base has got douchebag fans. Every fan base. All right, every fan base has got douchebag fans. Some fan bases, like the Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots, maybe have a little bit more than other fan bases, right? There's some fan bases that got more douchey fans than others, all right? But I don't really look at that. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's also great fans of every fan base, and a lot of times, douchey fan bases, it seems like that, but it's just they're passionate. They just love their team, just like every single one of you, right? Just like one of you love your team, you love your players to the core, and that's what it's about, man. What I try to bring to the channel is to educate you and let you know that you can be fans of other players on other teams, even your rivals, because you never know when that player, that if you hate on a player, and then all of a sudden 4 years later when the contract is up, that guy's going to be on your team, and then how are you going to feel? You're like, fuck that guy on the Saints, fuck that guy on the Panthers or the Falcons, and then 3 years later, he's like, my starting running back. Then what? You know what I mean? Then I'm just going to be like, fuck that guy? No, you're going to be like, I love this guy. He's on my team now. So that's why I always have an open mind, and I always love greatness. If you're great, I'm going to show you love. Doesn't matter what team it is. Like, Alvin Kamara, AK-41, the alien, is my favorite running back in the league, and I shouldn't be saying that as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, but it's the truth. It's who I like. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Anytime a guy is picked 3rd or 4th round, everyone is, doubting him. I watched him play in college. I know his skill set. I think he's great. You know what I mean? He's great for the city. He's a great running back. He's very underappreciated. And that's the type of shit that I like to give to you guys and give you guys a different opinion, because just because it's a player on a rival team doesn't mean that you can't respect him or love his game. Obviously, I don't want AK-41 rolling for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns on Tampa, when we play each other. But every game besides him playing against me, you best believe I'm rooting for him to do well. That's big facts. Flowman, $10. How do you like the new scoreboard and the new footer at the bottom? That's all brand new. I'm debuting it tonight. I've had my boy Johnny working on the channel for me, and he's the best graphics guy on YouTube. He's done work for Grossi and done work for me and Perna and Urinating Tree, like all the big YouTubers out there doing that. And yeah, it's very, very exciting, man. I'm your official football Oma Grandma Fanatics. Appreciate that. Cookies for everyone. Appreciate you, man. Very much. So I think they beat Dallas tomorrow just based on how many players are out for the Cowboys. More than likely. Cyberpunk 53. Raiders, Chargers, who you got? I got Chargers. I mean, the Raiders can win. You know what I mean? Hunter Renfrow is maybe the most underrated wide receiver. You know what I mean? He's like, obviously there's like Tyler, get to the door, Lockett. We had Cooper Kupp, and now he had his, showing out party. Robert Woods. There's always certain guys that always get overlooked. But I think Hunter Renfrow is one of those guys that always catches footballs. Also avoid the Boyd, Tyler Boyd. Strangely underrated. But if you don't watch football other than your own team, or you don't watch other teams as in-depth like me, you might not know how great some of these other players are. And that's why I love to watch film, because I really like to see kind of the underdogs and the guys that don't really get all the love. The parade was not such a good time. I bet it was. But yeah, that's the only other one that I watch. And you know what's kind of crazy? I even stayed home from work to watch the parade. That's how much it meant to me, you know what I mean? Because I knew I had that connection with the Eagles fans, and they've ride or died for me, ever since. So you see upset this weekend, Raiders by 3. That's possible. I just got to think Justin Herbert, he's in my backyard. I'm only an hour and a half from Eugene. I go to Ducks games and typically sit front row behind the Duck bench. I usually get on TV, and, I can mingle out there. They know who I am out there in Eugene. And, obviously the Ducks and the Buccaneers are my 2 favorite teams besides AEW wrestling. That's another thing I really love. But Herbert, man, I mean, he's had some good games, and they've had some shitty games. But, we need Eckler and Mike Williams and obviously Keenan Allen, the defense, to step up. And I don't know. I mean, if it's playoffs are on the line, the Chargers are the better team, but you never know. I mean, I definitely could see the Raiders with the upset. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. But if they're going to win, Renfrow needs to play big. Josh Jacobs needs to play big. Is Waller even playing? If he is, he needs to play big. And the offensive line and defense are horrible for the Raiders, right? Raiders. But if they find a way to make some plays, then maybe they can win. But I got the Chargers winning on Sunday Night Football. That's how you felt about Bryce Harper. I hated him with a passion. Now you absolutely love him. Yeah. Well, obviously you hated him because I was in the division, the Nats. And as soon as they let him go, what happened? World Series. And then now he's on Philly. So sometimes you just got to have an open mind of guys, because you just never know when those guys are going to come to your football team. You know what I mean? It's like the Philadelphia Eagles when they had Donovan McNabb, and then he went to Washington. I imagine Washington was like, fuck this guy. And then they had him on the team, and then you have to support him because he's wearing your colors. He's wearing your brand. You know what I mean? You feel me? Flowman with a hot take. The Jags beat the Colts and knocked them out of the playoffs. Not happening. I think right now the teams that are playing the best in the AFC are the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Colts. I think the Bengals and Colts are getting hot at the right time. And we'll have to see what the Titans can do, but the Titans don't have a defense. You know what I mean? But the Bengals and Colts defense is starting to get hot. Same thing with the Chiefs. And to be able to win big games, defense wins championships and big games. So I look for teams that have the defense and the good, line of scrimmage, O-line and D-line. So Chiefs, Bengals, Colts. Those are the teams I kind of like right now as we're going into the playoffs. And then on the NFC side, you got the Packers, you got the Buccaneers, you got the Rams, you got the Cowboys. I like those 4 the most. I'm not really sold on the Cardinals. I think they're pretenders. For any team that has 10 wins, they are the shittiest 10-win team or 10-plus win team in the league right now. They have no home field advantage. Kyler does not play good in November and December. Will they end up making an NFC championship game? Yeah, they might even make it this year. But they're just too inconsistent for me to be able to get on that bandwagon for the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, shit, if it ends up being honestly, like the Niners or the Eagles playing the Cardinals, I think that those teams would have a shot, being a team like the Cardinals. But if you play any other team besides the Cardinals, I don't think you're winning. You're not beating. I mean, maybe the Cowboys could be clipped, depending on if the Eagles play them, like if they played each other in the playoffs, maybe because they are in the same division. But Rams, Buccaneers, Packers, you ain't touching those. You ain't touching those three teams, and you ain't touching Kansas City. I wish I had a little bit more faith in Buffalo, but if they don't have a running game, Singletary, Zach Moss, Breida, they're not good enough. You know what I mean? They need an RB1. So, but thank you, man. I mean, the channel looks great, scoreboard looks great, the footer at the bottom looks great. My boy Johnny is definitely putting in a lot of work. You think Carson turns the ball over? I don't think so, man. Carson has really been good this year. I mean, a lot of people hated on him, and obviously if you're an Eagles fan, you're probably torn with emotion, with him getting injured and then, him leaving and whatnot. But, I mean, the only spot for him to go to have success with Frank Reich was the Colts, right? And he's actually played good football. They don't really have any tight ends or wide receivers. Well, Michael Pittman Jr., T.Y. is old as hell. T.Y. Hilton is old as shit, right? They don't really have any weapons. Jonathan Taylor, they, hand the ball off a bajillion times. But for what they have at tight end and wide receiver, Carson Wentz has actually done a pretty fucking good job. And then they got Darius Leonard and Kwity Paye and DeForest Buckner. I'd like the Colts. You know what I mean? If they wouldn't have started off like 0-3, they probably would have won the division. You know what I mean? To be honest, they just started off really slow. But I like the Colts moving forward. And I didn't know if Carson Wentz could be the guy. And I'm starting to feel kind of like the Jameis Winston. I think that they both could be the guys for their teams. The only problem with Jameis is he's coming back from the knee injury with the ACL. So we got to see if he can recover from that. And if he can, I think that he could be the Saints' long-term guy. And I wasn't too sure about that going into the year. But after watching him play, it's clear that he's motivated and he's a good fit there in Nolens, right? But they might need to be able to get someone better than him if he can't go. They have to look, for like a Kirk Cousins, a Tannehill, that type of Carr, that type of player. And if you bring a player like that to the Saints, it doesn't have to be Russell Wilson, top, Aaron Rodgers kind of guy. But if you get a Kirk Cousins, a Carr, a Tannehill, you could definitely go to an NFC Championship game with that quarterback with the Saints roster, in my opinion. So James Reno has no love for the Cowboys. He said they're going to choke. He said, we damn boys. Oh, shit. Jeremiah Hardell in the building. What up, man? How are you? Yeah, and like I said, it's a combination of him, like with the Cam Newton syndrome. Always trying to do too much. Jameis Winston had that syndrome too. Cam always trying to do too much. Jameis always trying to do too much. Carson Wentz was the epitome of trying to do too much last year. You know what I mean? And then mentally, he was broken. But I'll tell you what, I will always take someone that's mentally broken rather than physically broken. Because if you're brittle, you're not going to come back from that. You're going to keep getting injured and injured and injured unless you're Derrick Rose. If you're like ACL tear, left knee, ACL tear, right knee, ACL tear, left knee. The only motherfucker on planet Earth that could come back from that is Derrick Rose, all right? And go back and score like 50 or 60 for the Pistons years later. I remember watching that shit and it made me cry. I was like, wow, like this guy is really a fighter. And I feel like I'm a fighter as well, you know what I mean? Like no matter how many times I get knocked down and, if I have depression or anxiety and I'm not feeling good, I know that I'm going to bounce back. And he found a place, with the Colts. That was the perfect fit, you know what I mean? And just imagine if Carson Wentz actually had weapons to throw to at wide receiver and tight end, they could win, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. Because their defense is good, the O-line is great, led by Quentin Nelson, and then obviously you ended up getting the best running back in the league this year, Jonathan Taylor. So, I mean, it's all pointing up, for them. It's just a matter of getting some players that can catch the football for them and getting some better tight ends and wide receivers. O-line is there. Coaching is there, running back is there, defense is there. You know what I mean? You just need wide receivers and tight ends. And if you get that, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, if you get some really good quality free agents or draft picks at wide receiver and tight end, the Colts could make an AFC championship game sooner than later. Even though they will be considered the third, fourth, fifth, sixth best team in the AFC, they could definitely overachieve in a couple years if they hit in the draft or bring over some big names, you know what I mean, to come over. So, I mean, if you had like a Calvin Ridley come over or a Chris Godwin come over and he was healthy, could you imagine what that would do for Carson Wentz? Having a Chris Godwin over there, that would be huge. I mean, that could probably increase the wins by 2 or 3 just by adding a guy like a Chris Godwin if he was healthy. You know what I mean? No love for dem boys because we dem birds. I feel you. Jeremiah, appreciate that. I actually already hit 20K. during the Steelers and the Ravens game. And then when my partner quit, then I lost like 300 subs. And then when the raid happened in October, Grossi came and, helped me with yourself and a few others. I got like 400 subs to get me back over the 20K mark. And I got like $620 in donos, which was crazy. That's the most donos that I've gotten ever in a stream. I've made like 400 or 500 a few times, but never 600. And it was like 620. And I think Holly Hundo donated like half of it, like 320 out of the 620. And obviously I had to ask her to be my mod because I know she's Grossi's mod, and she's probably the most famous mod on YouTube, and she agreed, and she's part of the channel now. And I got a good relationship with Grossi, and I got a good relationship with Holly Hundo and a lot of the people that came from the Grossi posse as well, and it's exciting, man. Uh-oh. Nola's talking something on the bottom of the chat. Everyone just ignore the comment. You had actually subbed before. Nice. Yeah, it's just cool to be able to have the reaction that I got, from the fans that, because like I said, a lot of people have commented to me, and I mentioned this yesterday, that they said that particular raid was one of the best raids that Grossi's ever done, you know what I mean? And then just the feedback from all the fans that didn't even know who I was or what I existed, and just watching me for 10 to 25 minutes and saying, hey, Grossi, you need to collab with him. And I don't even think anyone was like, no, you know what I mean? And normally when he raids, I don't think people say that typically. And they don't donate that heavy either. Usually they'll hop in, give some subs, make some comments. But I don't think I've seen too many streams where they've donated so much like that and show so much love. Definitely meant a lot to me. Big facts. I like Jalen Waddle. You know what I mean? And not every wide receiver is going to pan out right away. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 years for a guy. You know what I mean? And asking Nola any questions about football, he doesn't know. He just goes on Saints Twitter, Instagram. He goes to see what someone else says and then hops on that idea. He doesn't even know who Jalen Waddle is. Get out of here with that. You don't even know who it is, Nola. Come on, man. Do some research. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? If you end up, you got to understand, not everyone's going to be a Megatron. Not everyone is going to be a Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? And obviously there's going to be other guys where you could have been like, oh, we could have had DK Metcalf, or, you know what I mean? And sometimes players need the right situation, the right coaching staff, the right quarterback. But even though Waddle was maybe a bust early on, he started to actually make some pretty good plays this season. And it's not like he's like kind of the D-Jacks. You know what I mean? It's like it takes time for guys to be able to find themselves. Some guys cap out in college, and then some guys, it takes time for them to have that chemistry. And obviously having Jalen Hurts there, to get more chemistry and obviously get familiar, with, that player, that route, and being able to mesh together. And I like him. I think he actually does have a bright future in Philly. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know a lot of people didn't like him, but it's the same thing goes for Nelson Aguilar. Remember? There was a news feed where they interviewed a guy and a woman, and they were like, yeah, if my apartment building was on fire and I had a baby and I was on the 3rd floor, I wouldn't even drop my baby down to Nelson Aguilar because they thought that he would drop the baby. That's how much they were roasting Nelson Aguilar, right? He dropped a lot of footballs in Philly, but what did he do? He went to the Raiders. He hit the jug machine, and he was a silent MVP for their team last year. I had him in fantasy, and he was scoring fucking touchdowns almost every fucking game with Carr. Now he's on New England. He's been a little banged up, hasn't had the same type of success because obviously Mac Jones is not Derek Carr. But that's another example. Sometimes people like to give up on people, and I always, like to fight for those guys. Because if they have the work ethic and they're willing to put in the work in the jug machine, they'll surprise you. And I'll tell you what, I mean, if you had that Nelson Aguilar on the Raiders last year on the Eagles, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't want to give up on guys too soon, and not everyone is going to be, that elite player. Oh, we got another game here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. NFL Network. What do we got here? Yes, Rams and Ravens. Hell yeah. Let's go. Turn on NFL Network if you want me to watch this game with me. Let's go. Let's go. I do like regular light. A lot. Nola had to hit the Google button real quick and find out who Jalen Waddle was. He didn't even know who the fuck that was. Who is that? What position does he play? Justin Jefferson pick? Oh, of course, man. Yeah, Jefferson, him and Jamar Chase are like the future of the league. A.J. Brown and C.D. Lamb are pretty nice as well. You know what I mean? And let's not forget about Jalen Waddle, too. Jalen Waddle is obviously one of those guys that, is very underrated also. There's other guys that get a lot more pub and a lot more love, you know what I mean? And obviously we think Olave might be in the same category as a Jefferson or a Jamar Chase as well. So it's exciting, to see like how these guys might pan out, you know what I mean? You don't even know who any of those players are, Nola. What you need to be doing, instead of wishing that you're going to get a player that you have no means of getting, you should actually be reading the fucking dictionary and making some music instead of coming up with these dumbass posts on Instagram. I told you, you got to stop doing these dumbass posts on Instagram, talking about you crazy thoughts in your head and shit. But I'm done talking to you about it because you don't listen, bro. You don't listen. You know what I mean? If you want to be successful, you got to actually put in the work and put in the time. And I don't know if you're willing to do that. You know what I mean? You always just like to do these dumbass posts on Instagram. Doing dumbass posts on Instagram ain't going to get you signed. It ain't going to get you noticed. Or let alone tagging Lil Wayne 10 times a day isn't going to get you signed. You actually have to put in the work, my dude. Okay? It's honesty. It's honesty. It's big facts. 0-0. Shotgun set. Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Ooh, nice tackle by the Rams. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Rager didn't, they thought he was going to be more of a big play guy right away. And when he wasn't, everyone was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. But I never, especially at wide receiver, I never judge a wide receiver until it gets to like year 3. You know what I mean? I give especially if he's a guy that, maybe had a rough first year or second year. Why did he have a rough first year or second year? Was it drops? Was it targets? Was it the quarterback? Was it the OC? There's a lot of factors that go involved. Not everyone is going to be a Megatron. And I think a lot of people, like fans, are delirious. They're crazy. They just think, everyone is just going to be this like amazing player. There's a reason why there's certain guys in college that are really great, like LaMichael James for my Ducks, D'Anthony Thomas. Did they do anything in the NFL? No. You know what I mean? I knew they were great in college. Even Marcus Mariota and all these guys, Joey Harrington, great in college, right? And I love them, all right? But unless you're a Haloti Ngata or a Kayvon Thibodeau, a beast, those are the guys that end up being great and that can have Hall of Fame careers. If you're not beast mode, chances are you're probably going to get injured, or you've already capped out your talent level in college. It's one thing to be able to be a beast in college. The NFL is a whole other level. You know what I mean? And that's facts. And I wish LaMichael James would have panned out. I wish that D'Anthony Thomas would have panned out and would have been like Tyreek the free kill. You know what I mean? But it just wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? Some guys just aren't good enough. It's facts. It's facts. Callaway, I like Callaway a lot. So I've been an Eagle fan since 5 or 6. Nice. Yeah, I've been a Bucks fan since 95. I'm 39, so I'm old as shit. You know what I mean? So I've been watching football since 85, right? So I'm a Transformers, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtle guy. Ooh, nice catch. First down, Ravens. Hollywood Brown, my boy. But I've been watching football, and I've been watching wrestling since like 85. And so, I've watched so much film, so much tape. Here's another horrible take by Nola. Callaway is ass. Obviously, you don't know anything about football. All right? Yeah, if you want to think Callaway is ass, well, think about this. Look at your fucking quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian and Ian Book. What the fuck are you going to do with those guys? Or even Taysom Hill. He's not accurate. I mean, obviously, if Jameis Winston's out there, he can end up getting, the guy the football. He had nice glimpses in preseason. You know what I mean? But obviously, you're not a good evaluator of talent, and you never will be. So... You know what I mean? Like, say anyone can be critical, you know what I mean, when you just follow ESPN or Skip and Shannon or anyone else on the internet and what they say. Make up your own opinions based on what you see, not based on what someone says in a post, okay? Callaway actually is pretty nice, you know what I mean? He just needs more opportunities, you know what I mean? But you're not going to get big games from Ian Book, Taysom Hill, or fucking Trevor Siemian. Come on, man. Yeah. I got a baby face, because I'm part Japanese and I'm part Czech, so I got the good skin from my mom. But normally people are like, they think I'm in my mid-30s, early 30s, or late 20s. I feel like an 18-year-old kid. I'm 18 to 21. Like I always have, that high energy. You know what I mean? But Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, Taysom ain't it. You know what I mean? I mean, like, the thing is like, you can be a fan of your team. You know what I mean? And even though I'm not a Saints fan, I probably know just as much as the most hardcore Saints fan, if not more. With the amount of reading and film that I watch, you know what I mean? I don't have that bias. I really, evaluating talent and watching film is my favorite thing to do. So you got to think, like, you might watch every Saints game, but so do I. Not only that, I'm watching Buccaneers, Jets, I'm watching Cowboys, I'm watching everything. You know what I mean? And also I watch film differently than a lot of other people. You know what I mean? I'm watching film like I watch the offensive line. I watch the guys, in the trenches. I watch defense. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily watch the skill position players, quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end. Most people watch the game that way. I'm always watching the O-line and the D-line, who's pulling, right? Who's blocking, who's actually pancaking, who's actually winning their matchups on the line. I like watching the game from a different perspective. And that's why I'm a defensive guy and an O-line guy, and you don't really see that on YouTube or in general. James Reno, yeah. Well, I mean, how many beers do you want me to I got to do a show tomorrow, man. I mean, you want me just to start slamming them or what? Is that what you want? What do you want me to do? You want me to, yeah? I mean, usually I'll drink 2 at a time, but I had a spill in my cable box, early on, so where I spilled my beer in the cable box and my TV turned off, my cable box turned off, but I guess my cable box likes Corona Extra. Because after 20 minutes, after I aired out all the beer out of it with my fan, I got the cable box to turn back on, and I don't even know how, because it literally has 1,000 pinholes on the top. So when my Corona went into the cable box, right, it got all the circuits and all the shit fucked up. Like, it got it all wet. So I thought, oh, I'm fucked, you know what I mean? But luckily the sports gods were on my side, and we're good to go. Slam him, he says. Well, if I'm going to be slamming beers, I need to be getting some donations if I'm slamming beers like a crazy person, okay? Because I got an 18 rack, and I wanted to save some of them for tomorrow's games. You know what I mean? So if you want me to start slamming beers like a fucking madman, I can definitely do that. I got gummies to eat, too, as well. I got these wild gummies, these elderberries. These are fucking fire. I mean, I'm watching the game. I'm talking with y'all. You just want me to be this, like, fucking lush. You just want me to just start just dumping the beer on my head on the stream. Is that what you want? Maybe I'll do that at one point. If the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl, again, I'll get a little kiddie pool, and I'll just fucking start dumping all the beer all over me. You know what I mean? Just all over. Okay? Shit. You want to get wrecked with your boy. I am ranked beer pong player here in Oregon, all right? The National Beer Pong Association of Oregon. If you want to play beer pong, good luck. I got you, all right? I can drink beers and party with the best of them. That's facts. Oh, Henry in the building. What do you do? That's another horrible hot take by Nola. He said, these quarterbacks not even good this draft. How do you know? Everyone was talking about how great the quarterbacks were in this draft. How many were good? None of them. I mean, maybe Justin Fields for a couple games, Mac Jones for a couple games. That was it. Everyone talked about Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones, right? Trey Lance didn't even get to play. There was so much hype over these 5 quarterbacks. What have they done? They're not Joe Burrow. They're not Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are much better than any of those 5. None of those 5 will be ever as good as Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. That's facts, okay? You never know. There might be a steal in the draft. There might be one. Maybe Corral. I mean, there might be a couple, but it all depends on team, opportunity, OC, and the weapons that they have. That's facts. Oh, Henry, they're not going to draft multiple receivers, my dude. Not happening. You might draft one later, but don't be surprised if they actually go for a guy in free agency. Because that's probably what they're going to end up doing. Because anytime the Saints fans think they know what Sean Payton's going to do, he does the complete opposite. Peyton Turner? Paulson Adebo? Really? You could have had Asante Samuel Jr. and Terrace Marshall Jr. Would have been much better for you guys. But what do I know about football, right? Oh, I'm drinking them all, James. James wants to go beer for beer. James wants to go beer for beer with your boy. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Gah, 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 gah. Yeah. Once I get going, I can go after it, man. Like Marcos Pineda, you'll see him in the stream sometimes. He's one of my best friends. I've known him for like 20, 25 years. This guy drinks like a motherfucker. Like he's a little Mexican dude, probably like 5'5", 5'8", but this motherfucker packs the Budweisers. I mean, this fucker can drink 10, 20, 30 beers. I don't even know how he still stands. I think he's been drinking since the womb. Like, he just came out and his first word was Budweiser. Like, I swear to God. Like, I don't think I've ever seen. But I think I can outdrink him now or, like, keep up with him. You know what I mean? But it's not good for the liver to be drinking that much. You know what I mean? But I'll throw him back. I mean, I can drink 10, 15, you know what I mean, over time. I mean, but obviously I like to do gummies and I'll party and do other things as well. But, I don't want to be an idiot. Just get too fucking sloshed, Jeremiah, well, yeah, I don't even know if it's going to happen, dude. No Godwin, no AB, lots of injuries. I mean, everything is pointing that we're not going to do it. But remember, everyone thought that the Bucs weren't going to win it last year, and we did. So, but also too, we were the healthiest team, in the NFL last year, and we went 4-0 in December, and we rode that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl. So, Manzoor in the building. What do you do? Thoughts on CMC? When healthy, the best running back in the game, but he's never healthy. So. I mean, they can get another quarterback. They can try to get Deshaun Watson. They can try to go every direction. They fired Brady at OC. They need a lot of help. And obviously having J.C. Horn get injured early on didn't help. We saw Surtain, do big things for Denver. And I love J.C. Horn. He's a dog. But, and I love the wide receivers. I love what the Carolina Panthers have. They just need a better quarterback. Run CMC. He's just fucking brittle. He's injury prone. He's a top 5 running back every single year. When he's healthy, he's a dual threat, maybe the best dual threat in the NFL when healthy, but the motherfucker can never stay healthy, which is sad because I love NFC South players. Trust me, I watch the NFC South more than anybody. You know what I mean? Bucks, Panthers, Falcons. Okay? I watch them. Saints. There's a lot of great players that I would love to have on my team. Like, I have an appreciation for Lattimore, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis, a.k.a. The Glue, AK-41. I love those guys. Ryan Ramczyk, I love those guys. CMC's great. Robbie Anderson. DJ Moore might be the most underrated wide receiver in the league. He's great, right? There's a lot of guys. J.C. Horn, love him. There's a lot of guys that, I love, right? Falcons, Pitts, A.J. Terrell at corner. There's a lot of guys that I have, Calvin Ridley. There's a lot of guys that I love, but, it's all about being healthy. You'll go beer for beer with your boy? Oh, baby. Shep in the building. What do you do, man? How do you like the new look, Shep? I know you haven't seen it. I debuted it tonight. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. I did a stream for about 45 minutes, and the computer turned off. And then it ended the stream on me unexpectedly, which blew, right? And then I came back on, and I figured people will hop back in the room. And Cyberpunk came in with a $50 dono and made everything amazing. And I wanted to show off the scoreboard. You know what I mean? Like, so I had my boy Johnny, who's the graphics designer for the greats on YouTube. Grossi, me, obviously Perna, all of the people, pretty much have used him. Even like Sports Fury, like a lot of the top dogs on YouTube use, Johnny. And look at Johnny. Look at Johnny's skill set. Johnny made the scoreboard for me. And that's what I wanted. Something big that went on the top of the screen. And look at the footer, the header on the bottom. Look how clean it looks. Man, I'm going up, bro. I'm going to keep grinding it out. You know what I mean? I just can't wait to be able to, grind it out and have people that have no idea who I am know who I am. You know what I mean? Like, now the channel looks the way that I've always dreamed in my head of what it could be. You know what I mean? And it's funny, too, because I know that Johnny was, he was needing some money. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times that, I've had depression or anxiety, or I looked in my bank account and I had less than $20. I'm like, what am I eating for dinner tonight? Like, am I eating like Taco Bell or like a double cheeseburger? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes shit gets tough. And I actually shot him a little bit more, you know what I mean? After, he did the scoreboard for me and I had him do the footer down below. And I told him, he's like, you didn't have to do that. And I know I don't have to do that, but I like taking care of my friends. If they're going to do great work for me, I'm always going to take care of them. And it feels good to have Johnny on my team now. So me and Johnny are going to work together forever. Look at this, though. Look at this. Look at the whole platform. I mean, if you look at the videos on how they used to look and how they look now, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. Let's see here. Herbert and Burrow are the real deal. Right? Like I said, I want Burrow. I want Cincinnati and Kansas City. I mean, obviously the Colts for your team, Sarah, would be great, but I just don't know if you guys have the depth at wide receiver and tight end to get there. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is great, but I think the Bengals have more weapons on offense and defense overall. You know what I mean? They got a little bit more weapons there. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see on where it goes. But Bengals, Chiefs. Buccaneers, Packers. That's what I'm hoping for. O. Henry said, what up, O? People call me O. O-Dog, O-Dog, O-O-O. They call me O because there was a lot of Ryans and Bryans growing up. And obviously my name's Orion, but no apostrophe. I'm not Irish, right? But you can call me O. O-Dog. Some people call me Oreo back in the day. What up, O? I've been in bed with the flu the past couple days. Just binged Cobra Kai. Nice. Well, I hope you feel better, man. Who dat? You dat. And like I said, I always love the Saints fans. Even though I roast Nola, you know what I mean, for him just taking, a Saints Twitter's opinions and then making them as his own, you know what I mean? But I really do have a strong love and appreciation for the Saints fans. Trust me, Nola, if I was working for the Saints, I could draft you guys a superstar, Super Bowl caliber team in a few years. Dude, if anyone knows talent, you know what I mean, I could definitely be like a scout for any NFL team. For the amount of tape and film that I watch on high school football and college, like I have a good knack of who's going to pan out and who's not. That's facts. My track record proves it. That's facts. Said, trust me, I know what the Saints will do. They're going to draft another DN from a smaller Texas school with their first pick. Probably. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to happen. Shep says, what's good, Ryan? How are everybody doing? I'm great, man. Actually, I went through some depression and some anxiety. I was going through some ups and I was going through some downs, and things were kind of tough for me. Things were kind of tough. But I'm starting to kind of climb out of it. And like I said, you guys always help me with that. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Yeah, but Cameron Jordan's a Hall of Famer, Jeremiah. Come on now. That's facts. Chuba Hubbard. Bang! Cyberpunk with another 50 spot. Now I got to really drink now. All right. Bang, 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 bang. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $50. Bang, 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 bang. Cyberpunk 53. Go Chiefs. My dude, he said chug, 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 chug. My boy. Appreciate you. $100 from Cyberpunk 53. Cyberpunk, you know what? I appreciate you. You're just like Shep and Holly Hundo. You know what I mean? Like, every time you come in, you don't even fuck around with those little, like, $1, $2 donations. You go in, you go ham. You know what I mean? You go bang, like, bang, $50, $100. And I appreciate that, man. It means a lot, dude. You know what I mean? When you can connect with the fan base and people, do that for you. It's like Grossi. Like, sometimes when I watch Grossi's streams and the love that the fans have for Grossi and other YouTubers, it's awesome. It's just like a family. It really is. We are a fanatic family, as you can see right down there. Fanatic fam, because that's what we are, right? But like I've watched Tom do a stream, and within the first 45 minutes, this guy made like $1,000. There was like 10 $100 donations by all different people, and I'm like, man, like, you know what I mean? I can only dream one day to be able to have as many people in the room as him. 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000. You know what I mean? I don't even have to work a regular job at that point. You know what I mean? But, Tom works hard. He's great. He's likable. You know what I mean? He really puts in all the energy, and I don't think anyone has more energy besides me and him. So, and like I said, anybody can do reaction videos. Some are great at it, some are horrible at it, right? You can do original content or funny videos on YouTube. But the hardest thing to do on YouTube is live play-by-play and reactions and be great at it. There's not a lot of people that are great at it. You know what I mean? To be able to call the game, come up with custom nicknames, and come up with custom material. Not only that, to be able to multitask and vibe with the fans in the chat. It's not something that everyone can do on an elite level. And Grossi definitely is elite. And I think that, I'm right there. I might not have 100K subs just yet. You know what I mean? But after this new look with Johnny, with the scoreboard, and down below, we're going to get there. Flow Man, bang! $5. You guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you guys so much. And that's the cool thing about my channel, right? That I don't need to have 20 people in the room. I don't need to have 50 people in the room. I don't need to have 100 people in the room, right? But if I did, can you imagine, right, how many views we would get, how many subs we would get, how many donos we would get? I feel that we have more donations per person, and the dollar amount is higher than any other channel. You know what I mean? I guarantee that there's no other channel on YouTube, right, that could have less than 10 people in the room, and you're at $121.97. You show me another channel that could have less than 10 people and then have that kind of love and support. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Bang, 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 bang. I love you guys, man. As far as the draft goes this year for the Birds, they have 3 first-round picks. I think they need to draft an edge rusher, a corner, and a safety. A wide receiver would be nice. Another person on the other side of Devontae Smith would be awesome as well. But I agree. Corner is definitely a must. Stingley from LSU would be great. A safety. Obviously, we know Big Play Slay. Darius Slay's not getting any younger. And an edge rusher or a D tackle with Fletcher Cox. I totally agree. I would go edge rusher, corner, safety, and then I probably would look at offensive line or wide receiver depending on who's available. Because if Olave is available, grab him. You know what I mean? Because if you could have Olave on one side and then you have Devontae Smith on the other with Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders, I'm telling you, that could be huge. Especially if Olave turns into Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean? You can go wide receiver, corner, safety, or wide receiver, corner, edge rusher. You know what I mean? And then obviously you could end up getting an edge rusher in the 3rd or 4th round. You know what I mean? But I think corner, you're going to want to use your top 2 picks on that. If Olave is there, you might want to consider grabbing him. You know what I mean? Because it's like Justin Jefferson. Like if you could go back and be like, okay, if you knew that he was going to be as good as he is, think about how many teams would have traded up for a guy like that. You know what I mean? I think they have a lot of talent, but I think defense for those first 3-round picks, I mean, I think I would go that route. And if there was only another option, offensive line or wide receiver, but especially wide receiver when you got guys like Olave that are sitting there, you know, because I think he would be a great piece for a lot of teams. The Colts, the Eagles, the Saints, but I don't know. You're going to have to trade up depending on, because Olave might go top 10. He probably could go like top 7, top 5, but he won't because there's quarterbacks and Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden from Michigan. There's a lot of other guys, pass rushers and quarterbacks that are probably going to go. James Reno, your background does look better. Yeah, of course it does. Because I got the fucking best fucking motherfucker on planet Earth working on my shit, dude. Look at the fucking, if you go back and look at all the work that I've done, look at it. Look how, let's soak that bitch in. Are you soaking it in? My God, it looks great. My God, it looks great. My God, it looks great. All right. I'm going to see if I can do something here real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to do some shit on the fly right now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, baby. I'm working on the fly on NFL Network. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at this as I'm watching the game on NFL Network. Oh, damn it. Give me a second. Ravens! Oh, baby. That's what your boy does on the fly. All right, let's see if they get this extra point. Justin Tucker, and it's good. All right, I got to make it smaller.
This buy one, get one half off, it's offensive. No regard for folks who don't have someone, those who strong-arm their way to the top, only to find they got nowhere to
So many things that go involved when you do YouTube, man.
Jimmy John's, buy one, get one half off. Let me tell you, you want to be successful? You gotta hustle. You gotta go the extra mile. Make a name for yourself. Have a firm grip. Always dress for success.
Oh, baby.
Thanks for coming in. We'll get back to you. Hustle, sure, but for what matters. When you do, it leads to amazing.
Welcome to the next level. The all-new Lexus NX. In here,
Let's go.
top-rated appliances out there.
Oh, baby.
Fresh your flavors.
Because that's what I do. I'll do shit on the fly. Bang, 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 bang. Right? I ended up having the Chiefs and the Broncos up there, and that's what happens. Boom, we go on the fly. Look at that. Bang. Look at that. I'm watching the game on NFL Network, and that's what your boy does. Bang, 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 baby. Baby. James Reno says, I'm going to donate my 401k. Just fucking cash out your 401k, your fucking Chase Bank account, Wells Fargo, fucking U.S. Bank. Bang, bang, bang. 4312774934228944. Bang. Cash out. All the donations. He said, love the passion, my favorite YouTuber. I love hearing that, man. You know, whenever I hear that, it always makes me feel great, you know what I mean, for all the hard work and the energy and the effort that I put in, man. I like Quez. I do too. I do too. Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, yeah. Yeah, I ended up getting third place for like the second or third year in a row, which is kind of frustrating, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. God, the scoreboard is fucking great, man. My boy. All right, James says I'm drinking beer like a pussy, so I better go get a couple more. Appreciate you guys. 5 more likes to 20. I just updated the scoreboard with the game that I'm actually watching instead of the game that I'm going to be doing, okay? Let's go. $121.97 in donos. You guys are the fucking best, dude. Birdman in the building. Your boy is grinding. I know, man. New scoreboard, bro. I had to debut it, man. Brand new scoreboard, brand new footer at the bottom. Look at it, dude. Does it look clean or what, bro? I did a stream for about 45 minutes, and my girlfriend just said that the Ziply went out, which used to be Frontier, and that's what maybe made it happen. The internet, some kind of issue happened with it or whatever. I don't know. So I just started to start the stream back up, and then we've had a amazing time just kicking it. You know, I don't need 10, 15, 30, 50, 100 people to have a great time. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's in here. I mean, even if there was only one other person in here, you know, I'm going to enjoy myself and hang out. We're at $121.97 in donos. $100 from fucking Cyberpunk. He says that I am his favorite YouTuber, and anyone that says that shit really means a lot. There's a lot of competition. You know, there's a lot of people out there that do YouTube. You know, but anytime I hear something like that, it really, you know, really justifies everything that I do. Appreciate you guys a lot, man. Oh, baby. Second quarter is too big. I got to change it. Now, obviously, so everything is brand new to me with the new, like, format and everything, so. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Baby, baby. Winner, chicken, fucking dinner. How are you, Birdman? Let's go, dude. My boy Johnny doing big fucking things, man. Thibodeau? Kayvon's nice. I mean, first or second pick. I mean, I know they got Aiden from Michigan. They keep saying that how much better than he is than Thibodeau. I don't think so. I think Thibodeau personally is just as good as Aiden Christensen on Michigan. I think both of them are great pass rushers. One guy is like I'm trying to think like a Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa, and then Thibodeau. I don't know. Thibodeau kind of reminds me of like a Khalil Mack, Von Miller hybrid type of player. I think both are going to be fucking fantastic. So it's just a matter of time, man. Just a matter of time, baby. Yeah, my boy Johnny, dude. The best graphics king on YouTube. Brand new scoreboard, brand new header. I mean, your boy's going up, man. 21K, 22, 23, 24, 25. Just a matter of time now. Now I got the channel looking exactly the way that I want it. Now it's just a matter of time of being able to keep grinding it out and being able to see where it goes. Yeah, both of them might be the first couple picks in the draft. Honestly, they are probably the two best players in the draft. Hutchinson and Thibodeau. I mean, because they're both beasts. You know what I mean? And then you have guys, Derek Stingley from LSU. The corner's great. Great fit in Philly. There's a couple quarterbacks that they might be reaching, for those type of guys. And there's going to be a lot of other offensive linemen and other position players. But those two guys for sure are going to pan out. Aiden Christensen for Michigan and Kayvon Thibodeau. That's facts. Of course, I've been watching Eagles. Yura Nomichi Akaruruki 1. Cooper Cup. Coop. Let's go. 7-0. Ravens. All right, I gotta do some editing here on the fly. Your boy's always grinding, even when it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, you see me put these timeouts in? Oh baby, your boy always is grinding and hustling, even when it doesn't matter, because that's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. Timeouts, timeouts, timeouts. All of the timeouts. So many buttons that I need to push. There's so many buttons, man. You have no idea on YouTube. Unless you're a YouTuber, you have no idea. Like how many screens that I have up. It's insane. Oh, look at the timeouts. Look how sexy that looks. God damn. Sack lunch! It's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. All right, Ravens, I see you. Flag on the play. Laundry on the play. Let's go. I do. Oh, baby. You see the possession arrow? I was going to do a football, but I didn't want it to be just like Grossi's. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be a little bit different. You know what I mean? Ravens ball. I already knew that was going to be a pick. Oh, look at that. So you got the logo on the top, right? Right, and then you got the possession arrow, which we were going to do a football, but like I said, I don't want to like have everything be the same. That's why me and Johnny were working together, on what we could do for timeouts, possession arrow, things like that. So now you can see the possession arrow on who has the ball. Nice big colorful logos, scoreboard, quarter, timeouts, and then look at the bottom graphic. OrionNWSF on Twitter. At Northwest Sports Fanatics on Instagram, Northwest Sports Fanatics on YouTube, and we are the Fanatic family. Let's go, baby. Josh Long, yeah, baby. Let's go. Now you know who's got the ball. Let's go. Nice. I heard a lot of people love that movie. Did you enjoy it, Birdman? First coach to get fired, it should be Matt Nagy. I mean, Urban Meyer already got fired, so I guess he was the first one, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be fired. That's facts, but I don't want Byron Leftwich to leave. You know what I mean? I don't want him to leave at all. I know the Jacksonville Jags, he was a QB for him, but I think, look, what are you going to do, Leftwich? You're going to go back to Jacksonville? You're going to be try your hardest, and then the team's going to fucking suck? And then you're going to get fired after a year or two and then come back to Tampa Bay as the OC? Might as well just stay. You know what I mean? It's like Eric Bieniemy. You were going to be the head coach of the Texans, and then what happens? And then, be shitty for 2 years and come back to Kansas City? Just sometimes it's better to stay as an OC or a DC. You know what I mean? Just because a head coaching opportunity comes doesn't mean that it's a great job. And if you take a head coaching job, you're about to be fired before you even do it. You sign the dotted line, and you're going to be fired tomorrow. You know what I mean? Unless you are one of the elite coaches in the NFL, but let's be honest, a lot of these OCs and DCs that try to, be a head coach, it just doesn't work. Jameis Winston in the building. What to do? How do you like the new look, my dude? My boy Johnny. Brand new scoreboard, brand new graphics at the bottom. Jameson, how do you like it, man? Tighten up. You like it? Does it look good? Everyone that I've shown it to is like, oh, baby. Oh, baby. I love it, man. I love it. Everything about it I love. Scoreboard, the graphics down below. This is what I've wanted for a long, long fucking time. First down and 10. Lamar. Hands off. Freeman's not that bad as a Ravens running back, believe it or not. I was kind of skeptical of him when I first saw him play, but he's got a little bit of heart. He's got a little bit of heart on there. Obviously it's not like J.K. Dobbins or, who they would have had, Gus the Bus Edwards and a few of the others. They had just injury after injury after injury. I don't know. It shouldn't be. Do I need to fix the microphones? Let me look to see what it sounds like on here, if I need to change it or not. All right, let me listen to myself on here. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, I need to change it. Hold on. Yo, 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 yo. Does it sound better now? There we go. Yeah, now it's good. Yeah, sometimes with the microphones, the power went out or whatever in my stream. It went out. Now we're good. Thank you, man. Yeah, so sometimes I have to, I have this Focusrite piece that goes into the microphones. So sometimes I have, like on every stream, I have to plug it in and then unplug it and then unplug the microphone cords every stream. And I always have to check it. But then sometimes it'll kind of have like an echo to it. But I always, usually if you say something, then I'll be able to go in. But usually I always try to check it before I start the new stream. So it was good when I had the first stream. And then the computer turned off on its own. I think we lost power. But if anyone hears like an echo in the voice, just say something, and then I can just unplug a couple things, and then we'll get back to having it sound the way that it's supposed to. Fucking technology, you know what I mean? Fucking technology. Thank you for saying that, though. I'm surprised that no one else has actually said that. It's like I've been doing this stream for like 2 hours, and you're the first person to say that. They're like, oh, your voice is a little echoey. Well, I don't want my voice to echo. I mean, it doesn't sound like horrible, but it doesn't sound great either. You know what I mean? It's not on purpose. It's just like my equipment. Everyone is hating on your boy. YouTube's hating on your boy. The microphones are hating on your boy. Everyone is hating on your boy, okay? But thank you for bringing that up, man. Birdman with the sound check, man. I appreciate you, dude. Very much, man. How are you doing mentally, man? How are you doing, like, with everything? Probably feeling pretty good that the Eagles are in the playoffs and everything, and yeah, once you hear the echo and then once you hear what it's supposed to sound like, there is a huge difference. And that's why I always check my equipment before I do a stream like 5 or 10 times. You know what I mean? Oh, no, you're not being a dick, dude, because it's a very quick fix. You know what I mean? And the thing is like when the power goes out or there's certain things that happen with the equipment, it's just a quick unplug and plug in. I got to unplug the microphones, plug them back in, plug in a couple wires, and then I'm good, so. Do I have any sack lunch hoodies? I should probably make some. I mean, they're already stealing all my catchphrases on TV and on the NFL Network and, Pat McAfee show and ESPN. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is? It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. They say it now. They put it in Madden where it says sack lunch, sack lunch. Like, come on, dude. Give me credit at least. Someone call the authorities. Someone call 911. I made that up. Someone call 911. I made that up. Sack lunch. I made that up. Okay? I made that shit up. Sack lunch, that's me. Someone call 911. Made that up. Okay? Uncle Mo, Uncle Momentum, they be saying that. They be saying that now on the broadcast. Yeah, of course I'm streaming tomorrow, my dude. I'm glad you're feeling better, dude. Yeah, I'll probably have my boy Johnny. Johnny makes, he's the graphics guy. So I'll probably have Johnny come up with, some things, and maybe I'll have some sack lunch hoodies and stuff. Yeah, I know. I have my main NWSF hoodie, but I want to be able to make up some new designs. Some people want to buy a hoodie or a T-shirt with my fucking face on it. Like, that's flattering, but I don't need that. I don't need my ugly mug on a T-shirt or a hoodie. But, yeah, sack lunch would be nice. Uncle Momentum. Woo, baby, first down, Ravens. Let's go. Yeah, and if anyone, has an issue with the audio or the video, I would hope that someone would say something. You know what I mean? Because if there's a way for me to improve it, I'm going to. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm going to purposely, have my audio or my video fucked up. Sometimes, your internet is, it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it works good. Sometimes there's fucking issues that are out of your control. So. Freeman, nice run. No, it's not StreamYard. It's my OBS program. The thing is, I wasn't able to figure out, a StreamYard option to be able to implement all the scoreboards and this stuff, so I had to go back to OBS. So I don't know. I'll be using StreamYard from time to time, when we're doing, like, collab stuff and whatnot, but I'll probably try to use OBS a little bit more. Yeah, that's one thing that I would like to, for StreamYard to be able to implement. Me being able to put up a scoreboard and the graphics on there, but it seems like it's a little bit tougher to be able to kind of customize the channel. I like the ability to have the ticker on the bottom, to invite people on the stream like you do, right? You know what I mean? But there are some things that OBS is better, and there's some things that are better with StreamYard. So I've always been an OBS guy. I've always used OBS from the beginning. You know what I mean? Grossi uses OBS. I use OBS. But StreamYard is cool, but you know what I mean? Like I was just having a hard time being able to find, you know, the customization part. So it looks good, though, doesn't it, Birdman? I think it looks awesome. Shout out to everyone that's hanging out with your boy. 7-0 Ravens. 4th down and 1, 6:25 left in the second quarter. Your boy's doing games tomorrow. Yeah, you can't invite anybody on any stream on OBS. You know what I mean? Like, I like the custom like shit that you can do. You know, the graphics is much easier to do on OBS. It's a little harder on the computer, but you know what I mean? It just the graphics wise. But then there, like I said, I like the pop-ups of the chat that I can bring up, and I like the you know, the little ticker on the bottom. So, James Reno, what's up, bro? Are you about to move in or what? He said, I've been here for a minute. Like what? He said, stop drinking a beer like a pussy. I've been watching you for fucking hours now. Sometimes smaller streams are kind of cool, though. You know what I mean? Because the thing is like when you're on the bigger streams, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to be able to talk to the YouTuber, and if there's, like, you know, 100 people in the room or 1,000 or 2,000, sometimes, like, your comments get overlooked. And I get it. You know, like, a lot of times you just want to be able to hang out and vibe with, like, your favorite YouTuber, and sometimes, like, you have to pay money as a donation just to get your comment or, you know, thing heard, you know? So I've always been real, and I've always appreciated the fans, and sometimes, you know, I'll take some time and I'll go through the comments, and you know, it takes time, but I like to make sure everyone feels special, you know. Ooh, that's good. Beers. He stopped drinking the beers like a pussy. Cash App, $, OrionNWSF on the YouTube Super Chat. You could donate as well. There's 2 games tomorrow. Chiefs and the Broncos. Okay, so I'm going to do that one. And then we got an afternoon game as well. Cowboys-Eagles. 2nd down and goal. And then on Sunday, I'll probably do Buccaneers and Panthers, my team, and then Chargers-Raiders for sure for Sunday night. Whoever wins between Chargers and Raiders will be going to the playoffs. I'm going to do the Chiefs game for sure. I'll probably do both, to be honest. As long as I don't have anything come up, like, you know, as long as I don't have anything come up, like, last minute, I'm going to try to do both. I'm going to try to grind it out. I'm going to try to do 2 games tomorrow and 2 on Sunday. 3rd down and goal. Pass incomplete. So imagine if the Colts lose in that game. Dude, the Colts are better than you think. I know you want the Colts to lose to the Jags. It's not fucking happening, my dude. Not happening. The Colts are actually one of the hottest teams as of late. Field goal's up, and it's good.
Some people say if you want to see America, see it on the 4th of July. But America is just as beautiful on the 4th of January or February. No one
James Reno. Now James Reno's calling me a pussy. Uh-oh. Normally I would be offended, but I'm not. Sometimes there's like a time where you want to slam beers, And there's other times where you just want to, just I don't need to just be like fucking blacked out drunk within the first quarter. You know what I mean? You want to see me sleeping and drooling on myself and throwing up on the stream? Probably not. Well, maybe you do. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to see me act a fool and spill shit and be an idiot or whatever, right? But I like to pace myself. I can grind it out. I party with the best of them, Plus, with certain beers, like, you want to be able to, soak it in. I don't want to just be like, ah. Plus, Corona with lime is just, it's tasty. I want to, I want to enjoy it. I need a hoodie that says lunchtime. Yeah, I'll go over some ideas with my boy Johnny, and we'll come up with something. You know what I mean? Sack lunch, Uncle Momentum. Someone call 911. I just think it's flattering. You know what I mean? Like when you try to come up with ideas that are original. Fitty for the kitty. You know what I mean? For Grossi and freaking fracking good. You know what I mean? Like certain catchphrases. That's who they are. Like you remember Grossi and me for those certain catchphrases, and then when you see other people steal them or use them in their streams or on the big networks, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool, you know what I mean? But it's also like, give us credit where credit is due. Like Madden is probably like the biggest, and like they actually stole my material and put it in the video game. I don't know if there's anything bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like they put Sack Lunch in the fucking video game. Think about how crazy that is. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have to put Sack Lunch, say physically, in the audio, Sack Lunch, or put it on the screen, Sack Lunch, Sack Lunch, Sack Lunch. But if you go back and play Madden, it's kind of a cool thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I've put out, over 1,200 videos. So it's like, 1,200 videos plus since 2017. So I put out a lot of material. I know you're ready to see King Henry, my dude. Are you excited about that? You like Corona and Mickey's? No, you're a Mickey's guy, huh? First he calls me a pussy, and then he's like, I like Mickey's. You might be on friendship probation, my dude. I need to update the score. You got me all fucked up now. No, Mickey's isn't too bad.
He worries more. Watch him dig out this slot here. Again, it doesn't look like much, but that goes from an 11-yard gain. If he doesn't make that block,
10-0 Ravens. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. What do you think the Panthers are going to do at quarterback next year? Sign fucking Uncle Rico? Might as well. You know what I mean? You need somebody. Yeah, Russell ain't going there. Come on, dude. You know how much you would have to give up to get Russell Wilson unless he wants to go there. You know what I mean? The Bears would be a good fit. The Giants are the best fit. The Saints would be a great fit, but you're not going to be able to give up all the pieces that you're going to give. So for me, I think that the Giants are the natural fit because he's already said with him and his wifey, Sierra, and obviously he's raising future son, the rapper, you know what I mean? They want to go somewhere big, L.A., New York. They want to be able to market themselves. So, yeah, Panthers ain't getting Russell Wilson. You have a better chance of getting Deshaun Watson if he can, not get in trouble with the legal bullshit. You have a better chance of getting Deshaun Watson rather than Russell Wilson. The Giants are a dumpster fire, but if you bring in Russell Wilson, right? If you bring Russell Wilson in, who's to say that, he couldn't get that team to win the NFC East and make a deep playoff run? They have a lot of holes there, but he would make a lot of people better. Russell, Saquon healthy, which is another problem because him and CMC can't stay healthy, right? They got good weapons at wide receiver. Offensive line is decent. They need help on defense. But, offensive line needs help. Defense needs a lot of work. But they definitely have the wide receivers and running backs and the coaching to do it. He wants to get blasted by the Eagles. Yeah, right? Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know. I mean, there's certain coaches out there that, kind of get a bad rap. I kind of like Joe Judge. You know what I mean? There's certain guys out there, like, we don't really know what Joe Judge is. He might be too much of a hard ass, you know what I mean? But sometimes you need that discipline. Remember Tom Coughlin? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you need that guy that has a discipline, but the only way that it's going to work is if they respect you. If you're going to be a dick, like, you have to be able to be respected. You know what I mean? Like, the players have to ride or die for you. It's like Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Comes in and drops a $50 dono, right? Drops another $50 dono. $100 dono? Are you kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? There's certain people that have never donated to me ever. Like, never. There's certain people that have donated 1 or 2 or 5. And, like, you know what I'm saying? But when people commit and they, like, really ride or die, it's one thing to smash the like button. It's one thing to subscribe to the channel, right? To share the channel with your friends or whatever. But the ultimate sign of respect on YouTube is the donation. That's like showing how much you really love what you're seeing, and you want to support that person. So, I mean, shit, that's why I've donated to Grossi, Yeah, that's why I think the Rams aren't going to win the Super Bowl. And I told a lot of Rams fans this, and they were, like, talking back to me. Like, I said, Robert Woods is probably the best blocker at wide receiver. I know football. Trust me, I watch film, Right? But without Robert Woods, I don't see you winning the NFC Championship game, let alone getting there, or winning the Super Bowl. He is that instrumental. Like, you can say, OBJ. Yeah. Tyler Higbee. Nah. You have Cooper Kupp on one side, but Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler get to the door and lock it. And DJ Moore. Before this year, we're probably the 4 most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. I think now Hunter Renfrow needs to be in that mix as well. Very underrated. And Tyler Boyd. Avoid the Boyd. Very, very underrated. That's facts. Your boy's just hustling and grinding. 2 hours and 22 minutes. I never would have streamed this long on a Friday normally. But, I'm just chilling, hanging out. My girlfriend's watching the Netflix. So I'm just chilling with you guys. Might be time to eat some gummies, though. James Reno, my boy. Appreciate you. The Gallup injury is going to definitely be tough. But you got, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. And when Tony Pollard is playing with Zeke, it definitely gives them another advantage as well. 4th down and 2. I've been holding this piss for so long. I have no idea. All right, 4th down and 2. As I apparently almost pissed my fucking pants as I wait for this punt. Oh, yeah, Zach Taylor. Z-A-C. Jameson. Z-A-C. Not like Zach Morris. Can't do the Z-A-C-K, Z-A-C-H. Z-A-C. Yeah, like I said, him and Sirianni, obviously LaFleur, and your boy Vrabel. Those are the top 4, man. I'm not peeing underneath a cup. Come on, James. Get your head out of the fucking gutter. Big Jam Cruise. What to do, man? Touchdown, Rams. Big Jim Cruz, what do you think about the new look of the channel? You like it? Let's go. James Cruz Reno. Big Jim Cruz. You guys are twins. He says, I like the top banner, but the bottom one sucks. Thanks, Big Jim Cruz. My boy Johnny worked really hard on the top and the bottom.
Welcome to the next level. This is the all-new Lexus NX with intuitive tech. Watch for traffic. And our most advanced safety system ever.
Man, I don't think I've ever streamed this late before. Ever. All right, man. Yeah, I'm probably going to end the stream here pretty soon, too. I was going to do a stream for a little bit, but, 30 minutes turned into 3 hours. Shit happens. I'll be doing the game tomorrow. Chiefs versus the Broncos. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Fucking, you guys are awesome, man. The best fans on planet Earth. Cyberpunk 53 with $100. And donos. Flow Man, I see you as well. Appreciate every single one of y'all donating to your boy, as well as Flow Man, $10. Flow Man, $5. Appreciate you, man. Flow Man, you're the man. Cyberpunk 53, you're the man. Love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. Take care. And I'll be back very soon. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I'm out. Gang. Peace.